Hello. And welcome everyone to Therapy of the Absurd Thanksgiving Special Edition, episode 51. How the fuck is everybody doing?
We are good.
We're good.
Up here, thinking all kind of thoughts.
Covered.
Thinking of a master plan. It ain't nothing but sweat inside my hands, so I dig in my pockets. All my money spent, and I something coming up with Lent. Right? Something.
That's nice. I like that. So let's see here. Let's start this out. What are we all thankful for? I can start it off. I'm thankful to be alive, to have my family, and to have comedy. That's what I'm thankful for.
Powerful. I'm thankful. I'm thankful for a roof. Thankful for lights on. Thankful for food. Thankful that my son is in college, no matter how much it's fucking costing me. Thankful for, and thankful. You know what? Thankful for, and I called her today in a post. Thankful for mother comedy. I'm very thankful for comedy. Really, I am. Really, I am. I might be foolish enough to run for president if I couldn't be a comedian.
Hey, you got my vote.
Mine too.
Yep. So, Buck.
Brother Buck, what are you thankful for?
I am thankful for racism in America. I am thankful for...
Holy shit!
I'm thankful for comedy, so I can be thankful for racism in America. It's the hand that washes the other. I'm thankful for my wonderful friends and family that support this crazy thing called life that I do. Wonderful. I'm thankful for after even being diagnosed with diabetes, like getting up out of bed sometimes is a hassle. Like I'm thankful for running water. I'm thankful for like a lot of like little basic things. You guys, we were like lights, roof. Oh yeah, I'm thankful for breathable air, like potable water. Like I'm thankful for all that.
Amen.
But I'm also thankful for family members canceling at the last minute after I done spent about $300 catering Thanksgiving this year. I'm also thankful for the fact that they're not coming. No, I'm not thankful for that. I'm just being really petty right now. But I do. It's anybody that needs a place to go, and if they're in the South Carolina area, we got food aplenty.
Right. The doors of the petty church are open.
The doors of the petty church are open, and we're taking offering, offering. So that's what but I'm just overall. I'm just thankful for life. I'm thankful.
Amen.
Sounds good. How was everybody's week?
It's Monday. You mean last week?
Or how was last week?
Okay. I had to think for a second. Last week was good and busy. I'll say this: I did the Chateau New Faces showcase yesterday. It was a lot of fun. Right? Thank you. I had a woman in the audience though. She was. Here's the thing: we realized that she probably thought she was helping, but like she came in on one of my punchlines and it threw me off. I still ended up with some great clips. I got them up. But that drives me nuts because I have a bit of a, I don't know if it's a perfectionist in me, but like I feel like in this age of social media where we're filming, like if all the conditions are right, if you've got good lighting, you've got a stage, you've got good laughs, then you want your work to be good too, so that when you're editing and cutting and clipping, that you can get good stuff. And I'm up there, man. One joke I kind of messed up because I knew, like I know my joke, but I missed a line of it. And then when I came in with I don't know. So I was just like, and also admittedly, I'm overcritical. Got all kind of love on text. You killed it. You this, you that, da 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 da. But but that took a lot out of me. Also, I'd like to testimony 30 seconds. Let me see how fast I can do this. So I want to shout out Zhao Ying Summers, even though I will have to have her on because we never had Zhao Ying. We need to have Zhao Ying on. So Zhao Ying she has two comedy studios. She has the Hollywood Comedy, and then she opened the Pasadena Comedy. So I don't really go out to Pasadena because it's just too far. But Nishi XL, who we also need to have on this broadcast.
Love Nishi.
Right?
Nishi.
Nishi has moved to Burbank and then convinced me to meet her in Pasadena for the 15-minute mic at Pasadena Comedy, which I think, Buck, did y'all go? You went out there when you were here, right?
No, I didn't. They went on the next trip.
Okay,
So
next
they
one,
went
okay.
the next weekend after I left. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I was gonna go out there. So me, Nishi, Denise Winkleman, Susan Ware. I had got my friend Krista Miola. It was like 4 or 5 of us women and like 2 other people on the mic.
I love that group.
Right. That's it's one of my favorites. One of the people on the mic was this man who is clearly well known in the comedy community, but known for these blue pedophilia, rape, crazy ass jokes. And we all decided to back off the mic. Like initially we were gonna all go, and then all of a sudden it was things were, and they're like, let's just all not go. So I wasn't sure whether to tell. So when I canceled, I didn't say why I was canceling, but I canceled in enough time to get my money back because that's what I was concerned about. And Susan Ware, if you guys know Susan Ware, y'all know Susan Ware. We've had her on the broadcast, haven't we? Had Susan Ware on the broadcast? Yeah. So Susan Ware, is a slightly older comic. So Susan Ware basically just told Jia Ying, hey, all the women don't like that dude and he makes us uncomfortable. So everybody's backing out because we don't want to be there with the dude. And it's not that I didn't want her to tell her, I just didn't know what to do. So then Jia Ying texts me like, are you backing off because of the dude's blue comedy? Long story short, she is making the next few Sunday 15-minute mics at 2:00 women only.
There you go. Hey, that's awesome.
That felt like I almost, because
so that way you have a safe environment.
Because I feel like those are the kind of small victories that we need. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I hated like give me my money back even though I needed it, and I didn't take it though because it'll be for next week. Because she's also a female business owner, so she I felt kind of weird, like I don't. And in my head, I was like, should we tell her that we're all backing out? But Susan Ware you should have. But Susan Ware took care of it all. It was just like, hey,
But that's Susan. That's Susan, though, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. And she does it with such like, well, I just told her, you know how Susan is. She's like, this is just like, I'm 62, whatever age Susan really is. Right. And just like, I'm just going to say what the fuck I have to say. And,
they should be said.
In the nicest way, though. Like, she's not, she's not forceful with it. She's just,
she's definitely somebody's loving auntie. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I love that about. But them punchlines, Susan, she gets me. I love Susan. She's awesome.
Another conversation another day. Like the most courageous comic I know. Fuck what you heard. She will stand on stage. If she can't think of shit, she will stand there. And she does not. I would collapse. I'll probably drop to my knees if I would. You know what I'm saying? I could not just stand there and let the shit come back.
No, that's hard, man. If you
something. But she stands right there in the center. She'll put her hand on her head and then she'll come back. You know, like she doesn't give a fuck. Like I love that. So much respect.
Yeah. When you guys have Susan on the show, please invite me. Please invite me because that's I'd love that.
Oh, yeah, we'll have to have her back on again. Definitely.
Mm-hmm. We will, and we will invite you.
But good for you, Dana. I mean, that's courageous for all of you, all of you comedians that are female. And I said comedians that are female, like not comedians, and you happen to be female. You know what I mean? That's courageous for all of you because that's. I don't know. It's weird when one person throws off the vibe of a show or a showcase or whatever. It's just like, I don't really like that person. Like, and not because I don't like that person, but their material is just, it's just not in my in my wheelhouse. And for comics to say that, like for you to say that, knowing you, like it had to be something really, really crazy for all of you of you comedians to go like, no, we're not really comfortable.
Like literally, I said to Johnny in my text, I said, well, yeah, I can't be around that. And what ended up happening, what was interesting was that the word was going forth. Like this was on Sunday. So Sunday morning, this mic was on Sunday, but Saturday night, Susan Ware and Krista were together. And Susan's like, I think I'm going to come off of it. And she told Krista, like, we don't want to be around that. And then when I got up Sunday morning, I was like, Nishi, and she was like, okay, but this is what's happening. And, and at first me and Nishi's like, well, we should just go and make a stand and then leave before he comes on. But then between Nishi's husband having to go to work and a possible not babysit, like all kind of things, I was like, you know what? I think this is a sign that we just don't need to go.
The same thing.
And then that's how it went. So
that's
just
crazy, man. No, I mean, if you already got to deal with it at actual just shows in general, and you need a safe space to work on your material, then I think that should be available to whoever needs the safe space. So I'm glad you guys got the ability to have a safe space to do that.
We had times up. No, go. Sorry.
Rape and pedophilia is never funny. So I mean, it's not.
Right.
Why is that even? Save that for your dark, Amazon,
Special.
short film. Like, yeah, save it for that. Like, I don't let people pay to watch that if that's what they're into. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's an audience for everything, and that's not the place for that. That's all.
And that said, I'll leave it right here. Nishi actually went to another like studio owner and said something, and the male studio owner was just jokes. That was his response to her when she said something.
I'm pretty sure I know the place. So I'm just gonna smile inside. That's crazy.
And I liked that place, but I'm not. I mean, it's a filthy place, but I liked the people that I would go there with. But it's not like
I know exactly what you're talking.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I've been there.
You probably know too, Steven.
Oh, you probably been there. And I would say the only reason, if I ever go back, which I might, it would have to be like the way that we the only time when I go, I've been one other time outside of being a part of the Dat Fan tribe. So that's probably the only, that's if I ever go again, that would be the only way. But like, I really don't want to support or patronize that anymore.
And that's so crazy because this place, like Voldemort, that we will not speak of, it's a dirty little place, but I like it too. You know what I mean? Like I like it too, and that's unfortunate.
It is.
I guess I've been lucky not to have to deal with that. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm just happy there's a safe space for y'all, and I support safe spaces for anybody and everybody, 100%. Buck,
I feel like I took up a lot of time. I'm quiet.
No, you're good. How was your last week?
My last week was pretty great. The week before, kind of bleeding over from the week before, I got to see Dana, even though it was for like a very 7 minutes. I was in Oakland. I performed in Pleasanton, and then I performed at Oakland Comedy. They've got a really great scene in Oakland. The comics are pretty dope out there. Shout out to Oakland. Shout out to Oakland Comedy, to Samson and all those guys, and Priya Gayudeen. Shout out to everybody out there. Really great scene. Came to see Dana. We did some little stuff. This was in Monterey Park on Saturday. That was dope, and got to hang out with some old Black comedy royalty. Hope Flood, came through and represented, and we went to the J Spot and stuff afterwards. So what a good time. And
she laughed at a couple of my jokes.
She did. And following that week, so I am a proud Navy chief, which you guys have no idea what that means at this moment, but yes, I'm a proud Navy chief. And so we just inducted some new Navy chiefs last Friday in a ceremony that I cannot discuss, but it was really, really cool. So there was some long days last week, and we finished up. We had a really nice khaki ball because one of our uniforms is khaki on Saturday, and I got to rock out with my brothers and sisters, my fraternal brothers and sisters, with my Afro wig, and we had a really good time. So my week has been long. My last 2 weeks have been long, but they've been great. And I was a vegetable on Sunday, and I kind of stopped talking to somebody that I was hoping that it would kind of blossom into something. But when you plant corn, you get corn. And that's it. It was corn.
For sure.
Sometimes it should be like that sometimes.
Very nice. Yeah.
But good overall.
Oh, yeah. Very good.
How was yours?
Not too bad. I got to take my daughter to see Ghostbusters Afterlife. So
How was that?
I saw it twice. I liked it. There's mixed reviews across the board. There's hardcore critics who hate it. And then the Rotten Tomato score for the audience is like 95%. So audiences are liking it. Yeah, audiences are in favor of it, while all the critics are trying to shut it down. For various
I fuck with Rotten Tomato though. If they say it's good,
various different reasons. Some people are hating on it because of the hate that the 2016 one got, and so they still are feeling kind of some kind of way about it. So they're trying to shut down and hate on this one. And
the 2016 was the one with Leslie Jones and Melissa McCarthy, right? And I need to see that one. I won't lie. I want to support the girl power, even.
I didn't hate it. I just didn't understand what was happening.
If it was called something else, I think it would have been amazing.
Agreed.
To put that moniker or that energy of what Ghostbusters is on it, and this is nothing against those awesome. Bridesmaids is one of my favorite comedy movies. They're all amazing actresses, comedian stuff that I love what they do. But that one, there's a reason that means why it's in the bargain bin at Walmart.
Oh no, like no, that's so funny. I feel that way when I see stuff, even if it's stuff I like. I totally get it. But I'm gonna make my business to watch it during this holiday.
I think all of those ladies were maybe too talented for that script.
I love that. I love when people like, okay, I definitely need to watch it because
that's what it was.
That kind of stuff. I can read. I can see stuff like that.
I feel that the director didn't know what he was doing with the property. I'm not going to put it down too much, but I will say that I don't think he understood what Ghostbusters was, and I think unfortunately with a lot of old franchises, I think that when people are doing them, they're not really understanding the fan base.
They're not fans.
Yeah,
they're not fanboys and fangirls. And that's
and that matters.
You kind of like, that's where they went wrong with half of the X-Men movies and a lot of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And the only ones that go ahead.
No, I was going to one of the Star Wars, one of the last Star Wars I saw at the theater that had Luke Skywalker in it. There was hubbub that he and the director got into it, but when I saw it, I was like, I understand what Luke is going through. What that director had him doing. I agree with Luke Skywalker. That is not the legacy that he should have had to leave that franchise. We should bring Ellis in to talk about something.
We should. I was very disappointed with she's a Palpatine, Ren and her are actually brother and sister in the book. The whole continuity was, to be honest with you, out of the new Star Wars movies, my favorite one was Rogue One, hands down.
Yeah,
everybody dies. It's a tragedy. Not because everybody died. Yeah, I sound like a critic. Everyone just they take their final step into oblivion. Because that star comes out of nowhere, and if they didn't have accents, like I wouldn't even watch it. But it was, and I liked Solo. I liked some of the campier stuff, and then back to the serious. But whatever was happening with Rey and Kylo Ren having this relationship, but not really. All of a sudden, she's levitating. She's been a Jedi a week, and she's levitating shit. I get it why Luke was like, I can't do this bullshit no more because she levitating a whole Death Star like in a week. It took me like 90 months to levitate an X-Wing. Like, let's talk about it. That's the truth.
I need to if there was ever if doing too much was a franchise, Star Wars is
that's one of those where again,
where's Ellis? We need Ellis.
Oh
yeah. Bring in Ellis. And I got on Star Wars underwear. I got on Star Wars draws right now. Like that's how much I love. It was the first movie that I've ever seen in my life was New Hope in 1979. The very first movie I've ever seen. So I've been in love with A New Hope, which was the first one that came out. Yes.
Oh, is that what? Okay.
Yes.
So I didn't know I had a name. Like here's the thing.
They all had names.
Okay, here's the thing. Let me just tell you why it's my favorite. Because of all the memories I have of us as a family, mama, daddy, and children going to the movies together. Yes. That's it. Yes. Everything else, my mother took me and my sister to see. My dad, bless his heart, for the comedy stage, floating around, with the folks. But my dad saw that, and my dad grew up Pentecostal where they couldn't see no movies, he couldn't whatever. So he didn't get to see movies and shit until he was probably out of because he fought in Korea in I don't know what arm of the whatever. Right. So he didn't get to see movies till he was either come back from Korea or before he went. So he was grown, and so Star Wars was like when he saw it, it made
that would make sense because the first one came out in like 1977.
And that's that's his, and that he took us all to see that.
Oh yes, that's awesome. So with us tonight, we have an amazing guest, actor, writer, comedian, and co-host of such podcasts as If You Like Movies, Pretty Little Monsters, and Sick Folks of Cinemas. Sick Folks of Cinema, Ellis Charles Hoffmeister. I butchered it.
I love that you butchered the one podcast of the three that we're on together. You're like, what's that one? Oh my gosh. You guys are like, we should bring Ellis into the Star Wars. I'm like, I don't know if you should. I was like, I have some hot takes. So I have thoughts on the new Star Wars, but I will agree with Buck. The last 45 minutes of Rogue One, I think the first part of it is kind of a mess.
It's a mess.
It's a mess. But I'm like, okay. And then we get to the 45 minutes all the way to the end. And I walked out of the theater like, I feel like I'm a 7-year-old again. Like, I felt like it captured the magic that was there. And hot take, I loved The Last Jedi. And I was like, they went off with it. But my feeling about it was that they took it into a bold new direction. And when someone's going to bring a property like Ghostbusters, like something back, I want them, if they're going to go for it, go for it. But what I didn't love was that Rise of Skywalker, they had to kind of like, they tried to course correct with it in a way where it, as a trilogy, it went, because the first one of the new sequels was, it's just Star Wars, A New Hope, but set now. Like, that's what it is. Like, that's all it is. Yeah, that's all the movie is. And I loved it. And then the second one, I was like, holy shit, they did a lot with this. They went hard for this. I'm here for it. And then the third one, because originally, you know, it was supposed to be Colin Trevorrow and Rian Johnson, who wrote and directed the second of the trilogy, was had written like this treatment for the third one. And it was supposed to go off in this whole other thing. And then they were like, just kidding. Nope. We got too much. And I was like, oh, okay. So we really went like, and then we're like, no, we got to go this way. And you're like, I mean, it was a choice. It's fine.
But you know what, though, Ellis? I'm just trying to figure out why are they always leaving all these kids on these desert planets? Like, you know, I feel like I need to call the Galactic CPS, you know, Child Protective Services. Because it's like, well, how come y'all leaving these babies on these desert planets? Not the babies.
The one part of Last Jedi I hated was the very end when they basically did the Spaceballs merchandising. That like little tag. I was like, really Disney? Like, you couldn't. Okay, I was like, I guess they just showed us what the plan is here, and we all knew that we were going here, but like for such a bold vision to then go, look, I'm playing with the stuff. I was like, no, you don't need to do that. You don't need to dumb it down for the children. They'll get it. They're fine. Like,
they will.
Good. We're good here.
That's the thing about, you know, the second movie that being such a fan of the original, you know, 3 films, I love how they, you know, they battle the evil emperor, you know, Emperor Palpatine, and you can tell that, okay, however he ends up dying in the movie, right, or leaving the screen for next time, but the battle, it lets you know that he's a strong adversary, right? There's something to it. He's not just killed super easily. You watch the newer of the second movie, Snoke is killed like he's a fucking gingerbread man.
Yes, like that's weird. They have an amazing scene, and then he dies in just the easiest way possible.
It looks like he didn't put up a fight at all. Sure. Oh, you got me. Oops.
All right, so I have, and I have a question, you guys, because let me just tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you my truth. So, of course, 4, 5, and 6, I know, because that was my childhood and my high school years. Mm-hmm. Them 3 in the middle, I couldn't tell you shit about. I didn't watch that shit. I was just like, I'm not doing it. Like,
I was the Clone Wars. It's just a setup. That's I was
like, but we were at this interesting place, right? And we were at this interesting place in technology that they did not. I felt like they were pushing the technology because they could, but
in between, it doesn't age well.
Yeah, like it. Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
so
very poorly, almost immediately.
And I could, and when it came out, I was like, this looks like bullshit. Like, y'all, to me, y'all could have, you know, like, go back and make a better film than to be all about this technology, because this looks like trash to me. And and
you use I statements. I love that. Dana. I statements to me.
Oh, okay.
You have your opinions firmly routed in who you are. You hear that because most people talk in Dana. Absolutes, and when people talk in absolutes, I always clock it. With if people speak in absolutes or they speak in I statements, and
because I want to, thank you for that, Ellis.
I really admire that, because it's if you listen to the way people talk, you hear it all the time.
Did you two just become BFFs? Is that what I'm seeing? Did you
just in this moment?
It's gonna be
because one of my mentors in comedy, like, kind of they don't rail me, but like, and I know that there's a time where you're in a time and a place, but he says that he says that in my comedy, I sound a little bit tentative and I need to speak in more absolutes. And so I'm trying to, so in this moment, I feel like though I got it right because it is how I feel about it in another space. But here's what's confusing me. Like I'm looking at these last three and I saw one of these, but I'm feeling like, which one the fuck did I see? Or did I see two? Like where does John Boyega show up first? Force Awakens.
Force Awakens. Yeah.
Force Awakens.
So he's 15. And here's the thing. What I was about to say is it doesn't feel like it was that long ago when I saw it, and what I don't know is whether I saw Force Awakens or whether I saw what's the one after that,
the Last Jedi.
I don't know which one of these. I don't know which one of these the fuck I saw. Like they're not memorable in that way. There's too many new people.
They didn't. I think that's the thing. Like that's just one of the reasons why I love Rogue One. Other than the fact that it's tied to the original film, it felt like they were.
Which one is Rogue One?
They killed everyone. What Buck said. I loved it. I was like, I forgot partway through the movie, and then was like, oh, they're gonna die. They're the Bothans that die. Right. Yeah. They're the people who all die. Right. Like when it's like kind of maybe that's why the first half of that movie is so confusing. Is because they're trying to like get you away from the fact that everyone's about to die.
So Dana, so Rogue One and Solo, those were Star Wars stories.
I like both.
They were like side stories.
Wasn't a huge fan of Solo.
I think I saw. So I didn't see Solo. I thought about it, but I just didn't. But
you don't have to.
You didn't like Solo?
I think what I saw.
Okay.
Fine.
I think I saw The Force Awakens and Rogue One. When did Rogue One come out?
I think between Last Jedi. I think it was between Last Jedi and before, because then I think it was Rogue One. Was it Solo before Rise of? I feel like Solo was before Rise of Skywalker. And then Rise of Skywalker.
So I think I saw Force Awakens and Rogue One. That's what I think.
So I think Rogue One was 2016.
Okay. That's probably the last one I saw.
So, and Force Awakened was
15. Was 15. I think I saw Force because Boyega shows up in 15. Yeah, he shows up in Force Awakens. So I think I saw Force Awakens, and I know we saw Rogue One. And that's it. Yeah, I think that's I think Rogue One was the last one I saw.
The greatest part for me in Rogue One, when I too realized that they were all gonna die, because I was like, okay, this.
You're like, why do I still care?
And then right when the big Mon Calamari cruiser is disabled, and you see the Corvette completely take off, and I'm like, wait a minute, why is that familiar? And I'm pretty good with like, okay, I see where this is going.
Us up. They're going and
this is the beginning of A New Hope. They're the Bothans. I said the same thing. I was like, so they were the Bothans.
They're the one. And the last 5 minutes or so of the film is just when it hits, it is beautiful. Drugs. It's like just the best drugs you've ever taken.
Because here they
also
are.
Maybe kill you.
Here they are.
Really just full force.
They never had a chance to have sex, and the world is literally blowing up right around them.
And they're like,
the music and it looks like the sunset, but it's really their oblivion. Like it's beautiful.
Cassian Andor. Don't forget Cassian Andor.
Right.
He's getting his own series on Disney Plus too.
Right.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
But don't get me started on The Mandalorian.
Oh, that's a whole dude. We could do a whole episode.
We have another. Isn't there another TV show we're supposed to talk about?
Oh, we're gonna.
I think that's a great segue.
Let's talk about
right
for everyone else.
But we're gonna bring on our other awesome, amazing host, Victoria.
Victoria.
Hello.
Hey, Victoria.
You're on mute. You're on mute. There we go.
Hi, I love our festive background.
Right, hey, pretty girl.
I let Ellis picked it.
I was like, it's real blue. It's real intense, and I was here for it.
Ellis, yes, I love it. It's everything that we need right now for our holiday episode.
Some good times.
I'm happy to hop in on all of our Star Wars magnificence. Extravagance. Hello, Dana. Hello, Buck. Hello,
hi,
Ellis.
Sweetie.
Hey, pretty girl.
Happy to join y'all after oversleeping. Let's just be honest.
You said full transparency. I was
definitely supposed to be here at the beginning of the show, and in my dream,
it's okay.
I was like, didn't your alarm already go off? because I was thinking like, man, when my alarm goes off, I'm gonna be well rested. And then I woke up to, didn't my alarm already go off? And several texts because my phone lives on silence because I answer
you have a
by
life.
law of attraction.
You have a life. That is great.
Yeah, right. I'm like, law of attraction will tell me if we're supposed to speak. So like it was just messages, and I was just like, I'm in trouble. Okay. So fill me in. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. But we're actually about to now talk about the show we wanted that we
right. We're getting to the
schedule.
Exactly.
We've gone from Star Wars, a sort of black and white,
gun control, and then
yeah. Oh, right. The pre-show. Yeah. So Colin in black and white.
Yes. Colin Kaepernick, Netflix.
Perfect. I'm wide awake.
I have to give my disclaimer that I only saw like 10 minutes because Steven was like, oh, we did the show. And I'm like, oh shit, I need to start watching it right this minute. So I only saw like 10 minutes. So I'll be kind of out of it.
Do what you do.
Yeah. So here,
comment on what you hear.
So this is I think a couple of things were trippy to me. So okay. So before we even kind of talk about, I think the heart of the matter, the meat of the matter. What am I missing?
We're just pointing at which box you need to pay attention to. No,
that would be Dana. That would be at
Dana.
My top right.
Tell us.
Okay. And I still feel like I don't know what's happening right now.
No, we were just pointing at you. That's all.
Yeah, we're just pointing at you. That's all.
Weird.
Like so, I think when I did watch it, because I know that he's what I thought was that he's mixed. So when I saw two white parents, I was immediately thrown off, and I was like, "So is his mama this is only because of what I thought. Is his mama one of those, bless her heart, white women who made a baby with a black man, and then that's not who she married, and then she ends up with a white dude, which is fine. I'm not criticizing, but that like these are the things that happen in the Dana Keel head when we're watching these things because that's kind of sometimes honestly I see that story in real life. There white women who wonderful white women, wonderful ally people who bump so hard for black folks and who are allies and as again growing up as a Southerner from Alabama where I feel like you're taught to be suspicious before you're taught to be trustful of other cultures. I'm always like, well, why do they care so much? Like, and despite a missionary Baptist upbringing, you think that whatever.
I also had a Baptist upbringing alongside a lot of missionaries, so this is why we get along. I'm like, oh, we know we speak the same demon in the car language. Yeah,
right. We're both friends, best friends. So so that kind of distracted me because then I was like, oh, it's gonna be some shit because I feel like, and again, this is this old distrustful upbringing. Like, how does a white man come in and help raise this, to me, what is inevitably a black child, no matter how fair skin? So this is all of my setup. This is all the stuff that I can't discuss with anyone because I live alone, except for with my son, who does not watch the same TV that I do. And
you're like, I'm going to need you to get up and we're going to need to talk about this show. So I'm going to need to go watch this. And then we're going to, you have school tomorrow? Okay. No, we wait.
Yeah. So then when you're dealing with matters of hair, of course, to me, I unpack it further than what was even there, because to me, you already have someone, you have a mother who wants to understand and a father, stepfather, whatever he is, who does not and has no desire, typically by my experience, to understand and does not even have a reference, or a takeaway as even understanding that this is a big deal.
I don't think she was really trying to understand either. I think she was trying to understand on some level, but
on some level. But I think she tapped out because of that fool she was married to. That's what I think. I think if that's how I felt. That's how I interpreted that, because I feel like it had to have taken a lot, I feel, to then say, instead of I've sat here and I've told this daddy, this stepfather, whoever the fuck he is, we're going to go to Supercuts, but I'm going to drive you over to the hood and pay someone to braid your hair. I'm gonna do that. Like, so I was actually impressed with her, but like you've highlighted, but when she caved, I was like, Man, fuck her. Like,
no, yeah. She even went to her friends to get advice.
I felt like she was trying to, but and that was about like when she goes to get him in the hair. That's only as far as I got. So I was like this. And I was asking myself too, am I thinking she's trying to understand because I'm a white dude? And that's like, there's so much of that like white savior narrative that we've been fed for forever. Right. And I think like in my own experience, I'm going, is she actually trying, is this like a positive light or is this a negative light that I'm missing? Like definitely the scene when she's talking to her friends, I was like, this feels uncomfortable. I was like, this feels like,
I don't think she, not to cut you off, I don't think she had negative intentions, but like you guys both said, I think her follow through was just poor because it's like, hey, should have been some other questions. Hey, you are raising a brown child. Not to mention too, I mean, even if you look at perspective, kind of what you touched on earlier, Dana, when we were kind of off the air. Now, this is Colin Kaepernick's experience, and by far, out of all the brown people that, with the exception of Stephen, he is several shades lighter than us. So could you imagine like how the experience would have been if he was a darker child growing up, with all this. And I just don't think, I'm not real comfortable with his afro just in general. That's just me. It's a little too perfect for me. I'm not comfortable with it.
You're so funny. And I love it. Let me just say this. His father was an African-American of Ghanaian, Nigerian, and Ivorian. I mean, obviously Ivory Coast ancestry. Like, I'm like, so y'all did y'all 23andMe way back. Like, I mean, like I've never, let me just say, this is the first time I've ever read of an African-American anything described by any genetics from the continent. And so I'm just like, and I'm suspicious of it. I love it on the one hand, but I'm just like, Ghanaians and Nigerians are like this. That's first. And
not even the same part of the continent.
Right. But like I told somebody, I already feel myself getting into another tangent and I don't want to do that. Like one time I had some students at this private school I was teaching. The children were African from the continent, from a country, and I thought, and when I met the mom and the auntie, I said, "Oh, Nigeria." She was like, No, shame. How disrespectful. Ghanaian. Oh, wow. So I was like, oh, didn't know. So now I know. So that's why. So when I'm seeing something that says Ghanaian, Nigerian, and Ivorian, which y'all should just say the Ivory Coast. I don't even know what. You're not helping nothing. I'm like, well, who was that African American's parents that y'all got 3 countries from the continent describing, what's happening there. So anyway, so he definitely has got a black father, but the father, of course, I don't want to say, of course, that sounded terrible. That's not what I meant at all. But the father is out of the picture. And I say, of course, because obviously cut to the film itself, which, sets up, that his, and his mama, Heidi Russo, was 19 when she gave birth to Colin. She had him.
Yeah. So that was the one thing in there that really touched me too. When he said, I've always been the second choice.
Right.
When I heard that, I'm not gonna lie or front. I had some tears, and that really like touched me. I was just like, oh damn.
Who said they were second choice?
When he's in there. Oh yeah, because
they didn't. He wasn't the first one that they were gonna pick.
No, they wanted this white kid, white baby, for whatever, which is fine. I mean, you can want whatever baby you want, but he, then we have this other baby. And, she wanted the baby so bad, they took him home. I'm glad they took him, end result. I'm glad he had a home because let's be realistic. How many kids actually get adopted? There's a lot of kids who need to be adopted.
Oh, y'all just schooled the shit out of me. So got it. I'm thinking, okay, I'm too embarrassed to say what I was thinking. I assumed
Dana's like, I'm down. She's gone down the rabbit hole.
I have. So I didn't realize Heidi put that baby up for adoption. So neither one of them people was his birth parents. I'm thinking that the mom was
not at all. Not at all.
Okay, so Lord have mercy. Forgive my ignorance, people.
Oh, no. It's fine because it's a hard watch.
Yeah, that part especially.
It's a hard watch, and that is something really hard when your whole life you excel at all of these things. The one thing that they did pour certain resources into him as far as for the sports. But again, if you don't tap dance like a moon cricket and you can't do all of these things right away, let's just keep it real. What is your value? I just think that the Kaepernicks failed to educate themselves properly in raising a brown child. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I don't think it was a lack of love or anything like that. They just failed.
And I think that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Well, it does happen a lot. Even if you look at a lot of 90% of the Asian children that are adopted by white, they're devoid culture, or white people will make an attempt to try to acquaint some Asian children that they adopt with their culture. But when it comes down to adoption in America, or any issue in America, it always comes back down to black and white and those uncomfortable conversations that people can't have. I am all for children getting adopted. If you want to adopt a baby, hell, adopt them, love them. But if you have a responsibility, I think culturally, if you adopt a baby from a different culture, to at least embrace certain things, because these children will have ethnic and cultural questions that'll come up years later that you really need to at least try to identify with a lot of who these children are. And then when you pour love and all these things into a child and you kind of shield them from that, at some point when they have that awakening, wait a minute, I do not look like my parents. That is mind-blowing, because that's probably not talked about in the home, because this is mom, this is dad. That's not relevant to kids because I'm getting fed, I'm getting love, all of these things. But when someone from the outside of the household goes, hey, you don't look like your mama, you don't look like your brothers and sisters, that's a wait a minute.
Which kids say that stuff. Kids are horrible. Kids are but they're also smart in that way.
And they're honest.
They say their observations without filter in a way that you're like, oh, it's going to happen, whether you like it or not. They're coming for you.
Yeah,
and so
kids will tell you that your breath stink in a minute.
Oh, they don't care.
You got a Tic Tac?
My parents like, do you want some gum?
Right. Yeah. First of all, I'm not gonna let y'all jump over that book said tap dance like a moon cricket. I can't even say it with the fucking straight.
Great. It's perfect. It's perfect.
But you know what? But Victoria, y'all know what I mean. And Ellis, I know you know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
You know, because they're like,
I'm sorry, that's funny.
They're like dance Sambo, so it's like you don't have any value if you can't sing or dance. It's like,
and they make it very clear within the first 5 minutes of it. They tell you flat out, and I thought it was, how they just were like, here you go. I'm like, well, they just came in and they made it very clear right away what we're doing. And I think like in setting it all up, I think it does a really good job of just being like, let's go there. The only one of my only complaints was when they do the green screen and he's walking towards the camera and talking towards the camera. It sounds, I think Colin Kaepernick is amazing, but his talk to the camera and walking in front of the green screen, I was like, this is a little kind of, it's not. It feels
so campy. It was campy because he
in a way where I was like, there needs to be weight and gravity where this is distracting me. And then when they show what they're using the room and how they're doing the green screen, then I was like, okay, cool. Now I'm on board with it. But at first I was like, what? Who made the choices? Because there's so much good production and direction here. This feels like, and I do think that sometimes, like we're all performers. Sometimes you're really good at one thing and another thing is kind of hard. And I was like, a walk and talk to the camera, standing there and talking to a camera is hard enough, but a walk and talk around this enclosed space while you have to deliver all this, I was like, okay, I might have made a different choice, but Ava, she's Ava, so hell yeah.
Right. The other thing is too, what I've never seen exude from Colin Kaepernick is charisma. And I say that in absolute love. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I say that in absolute, I mean, like seriously, like.
And when I say that, it just felt a little stilted. And I was like, I feel like he should have there should be this.
No real depth. There. It was just kind of.
It was tight and it didn't feel like it really needed to be there.
So it fell a little flat.
And I get that.
It was flat.
I get that. I feel that. I agree with what everybody is saying about their perspective on the show. I watched it as well. I watched it all the way through. It was highly difficult for me to watch because it was highly relatable for me in my experience. And I know that it was highly difficult for white people to watch because they was looking bad. At the end of the day, like white people got called all the way out. In the beginning, Colin compared, football tryouts to slave trade. very it was an overstep. We all know clearly it was not the slave trade, but he did say it, and they did make that statement, and it does have some correlation, but it really like brought white people's asses directly under the fire, unprotected, and white people went clean off. And for I think a lot of them, they just didn't even watch the whole show, and I quite understand, because if I, who have experienced it from the darker side, felt very uncomfortable watching it, I cannot imagine how people that would like to think to themselves as good people have to see some of the really micro and macro aggressions that are put upon even children, because this is his childhood. See that directly, how they even managed. But I applaud anybody that did. I applaud anybody that saw some truth in it and saw a choice.
I've heard it's true though. But I've heard the opposite, Victoria. A friend of mine, she's a teacher's behavior support specialist, doing all kind of stuff. But she has a student that she taught in Texas who is now in college and preparing for the draft. And he said that is like, obviously none of us as African Americans, you or I living, know anything about a slave trade auction firsthand. But that is precisely like when she said that when he described to her what they go through, she said that even before this came out, that's the first thing she thought of. That's that sounded like to her. Well, so
I get it. I get what she's saying.
So I don't think. So I'm
but
saying,
at the end of the day, it is a choice. Slavery was not. Somebody was taken across the Middle Passage.
I don't disagree with that, but you're just saying it's an overstatement. All I was saying was that it's.
But let me finish what I'm saying, though. Okay, let me finish what I'm saying.
I know, I was only trying to speak to that part, right?
What I'm saying is, I see the correlation. It is not slavery, but it is like some aspects of slavery that Black people can correlate. And, if some people want to feel that way, they can feel that way. But let's be quite honest. Nobody grabbed Colin Kaepernick out of his house, took him across.
Now I see what you're saying. Okay.
I see what you're saying, but I don't think
him on a block, and he has no way to get back home because of a system. So, but let me finish, because I want to talk about the show. And then definitely let's come back to this.
Okay.
All right. So one thing that he said in the show that really felt real to me is that you can be Black and you can have everything you need to succeed, but sometimes what you need for the open door is a white ally. I am a particular person that has received throughout my life the white ally open door. My godfather was white. He kind of opened a few doors for me and vouched she's okay and was allowing me. And even now, like in the community I live in right now, I was fully qualified, overqualified to live here, and was told that they wanted to wait to see who else would apply. And my white ally sister got on the phone with the person and was like, look, what is going on? Who are you? She came and saw the apartment with me. My boyfriend's a plastic surgeon in Beverly Hills. He will vouch for her, and got me right up in here. And job opportunities I've gotten through my white ally. So I will say there is also, I want to applaud the white allies that do provide that open door, but I really wish it wasn't necessary. So that was another part of the show I like. And then one other thing that hit me strong was like all of my African American brothers that do make babies with our beautiful white sisters and then do not necessarily stick with the family unit. You are leaving your child to the wolves. You cannot expect somebody that has grown up in a community that has loved and embraced them, and a predominantly white community, to see what you see and to know and recognize what you know and recognize. Because a lot of times in Colin's situation, what was happening was his parents were giving white people the benefit of the doubt instead of understanding that these same people that give you the innocent before proven guilty, you are intrinsically right, they are treating your son completely different. And these same people you loved all your life, you may not be able to trust around your child. So I think Black men, if you're going to get with a white woman, you better stay with that white woman so you can protect your child and give them a safe space.
Or at least be present in there, be present.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So they can feel like they got somebody that gets it, because it is a different world, even with the same people.
Oh yeah, we need culture and representation in order to understand identity, right? We got to know who we are. To not have that is like fuck.
And to have it be defined by who you actually are and not by someone else.
And that's the biggest thing. If we were devoid of culture and everybody was on the same and equal playing field, like, to be honest with you, it almost wouldn't matter. It almost would not matter if we didn't see gender, if we didn't see color. Like, hey, you're from that region that has those cool mangoes, not you're that brown person from that region that likes, or you're that yellow person from that region that likes, hey, you guys have that. Hey, let's try that, or let's go. So the level of not seeing into the next person's yard, what color is your grass over there, as opposed to how to cut the grass, are two different concepts. So at the same time, I think if people were just willing to just accept people as they are and embrace that, a lot of these things, it would almost even be irrelevant. But that's still a construct that's very hard to deal with in America. And unfortunately, white America, the foregone conclusion, again, like when everybody was talking about it, why has the trans movement come so much further than civil rights for Black people? Again, and I'm not.
We had that disagreement a few years ago.
But just kind of seeing everything in the broader spectrum, why does it always come down to that foregone conclusion? Like, that we're in that modern age where the whole I didn't grow up with any Black people. You cannot argue that shit anymore at all. I didn't grow up with brown people. I kind of get the struggle. No, I don't get. I don't fully understand what I will respect for Colin Kaepernick is this. It was his story, and it was told beautiful. It was his story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I respect him for telling his story. And I respect him. Again, you're right, Dana, as far as personality, I've never really gotten much from Colin Kaepernick. And I don't know him as a person. So if this was a look into his life, like, okay, I do understand that. And if it was hard for people to take, again, as Victoria stated as well, this is a very light-skinned person of color, as opposed to like our experiences. We've all experienced a lot of these things to a much more dramatic degree.
As chocolate people,
as chocolate people. So, and even for my people not being of America, like just yesterday, like the last, like not me, and then yes, we were all from Guyana, but still faced with the same thing, because I do consider myself Guyanese American, or Guyanese. I'm Afro Guyanese. So it's I'm Black. I mean, I'm of African descent. Like I can't. Period.
Can't get around it.
Like let's not. I'm not gonna camouflage it. Latinx, all that other stuff. I'm African. But yeah, I do applaud his experience. Not applaud his experience, but I understand his experience, and I think his story was told. There's some loopholes. There's some things I'm just like, what is this? But seriously, like I was like, oh, really? Okay.
I gotta watch the other night. The only reason I talk about him not having charisma is I feel like as filmmakers, you want to play to somebody's strength as a character and a thing. And Victoria, all I was saying earlier, and I definitely don't ever mean to you cut you off, was that when you use the word that the comparison to slavery was an overstatement, that's all I was speaking to. I wasn't speaking to anything else, because to me, there's no one. To me, they weren't dealing with the Middle Passage. They were only talking about the slave trade portion when we got here. But to deal with the Middle Passage, obviously there is no comparison, because I can't stand all of that when people are like, well, this is such and such, when things are called genocides and holocausts and all. There's only one Holocaust. There are several. I get that genocide is a specific, as a general whatever, but no, I agree. But no, I didn't, because I didn't think about I do think it compares well, but the actual the transatlantic portion, there's nothing that compares to that. And I didn't get the impression that they were trying to, from what I witnessed, they weren't trying to deal with that. Just the part where the other part.
The one
I
thing,
just wanted to be fair because, you know, if a white person ever says anything is like slavery, we'd be like, hold the fuck up. No, you fucking did say that shit. And so it's like Colin is a black person and he's saying it. And so, and I know exactly why, because it is like, it gets you talking. Like that statement on that first episode got his ass on The View. He was on Good Morning America. Everybody was talking about it, and it brought curiosity to the show. So I understand why they did it, but I want to be like,
you want to be more precise than
I get where you're coming from, my brother,
but you want to be more precise.
I'm gonna hold you to the same standard, my brother. But like, I get where you're going with it too, Dana. Like, yes, on those blocks, they are looking at like, you know, you are just a body, you are an object that I own, and I'm trying to purchase. He has nothing. And also, like, just on the side note, you know, and to get really annoying with it, like, Colin is a Scorpio. Like, you're not gonna ever feel nothing from him. Like, they are very secret and private. Like, that's why and that's also why his ass came out there and was like, you know, yo, like, we gonna pull this out because I didn't forget niggas. Like, it's on. And so at the end of the day, like, I saw the Scorpion. As soon as he said, I've always been second in my life, I was like, here comes some Scorpio shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That's some Scorpio shit right there. So, you know, it like, if we're going to go there, that's what it is. Like, he did his thing. He came out from the cut and gave the NFL another sting. And he going to be stinging their ass for the rest of their life. So
and
get ready.
Don't they need someone to help keep them in, you know, in check.
Right.
Because there's some racist ass owners up in that shit. I'm gonna tell you, dude. You hear they got emails that get captured, people exposed, and like recordings of these people running the shit, and they racist as shit.
But but ultimately, thank God for his story. Thank God for the moment that we're in. That someone that this story can be told, and prayerfully, you know, we can keep, you know, for another episode. There's a basketball player who I'm trying to figure out his background and culture, who's criticizing Michael Jordan for not speaking up more for and doing more for Black people. But I'm just kind of like, I mean, again, whoever is close to my birthday age, I was like, man, that's old news next. Again, when we were and the reason I say it, and Ellis, maybe you have close birthday to mine, like we were talking about that shit in the media outlets that we had. It has always been very clear to Black people that we love to watch Michael, but that is the extent of what Michael is trying to do and or be for Black people. And whatever expectation you have beyond that, he has been not met it. And for me to hear somebody in 2021 complaining about what Michael Jordan did or didn't do in the 80s and 90s for Black people, and then like I'm like, that's like, you know, next, because next
you're like, you're not giving us new information in your criticism of this person that has been around for a long time,
and the money is still not being distributed. So I mean,
you just have the internet. You have the internet, and all we had were the few newspapers and op-eds that could be written about the shit 20, 30 years ago, whenever. At this point, nobody gives a fuck. We love Michael Jordan. He's certainly beloved in the community, but we're very clear about where his thinking and where his priorities,
where it came from, why it was. And they're like, because they just saw The Last Dance and we're like, I have a thought now. And you're like, oh, okay. Which so I will be the first to cop to. I'm always like the ignorant white dude who doesn't know shit. And like watching this, I was like, this is great. And it's holding my feet to the fire. And this is done really well. And like, I do look at certain things when I'm looking at something from like a critical perspective where I'll be like, is this holding my feet to a fire? But I don't think it's very good. Like, we're very well made. But like, but at the same time, like, is this important? And like, is it, I'm not saying about this particular, but I will sometimes go into that criticism and I will be like, is that actually good criticism? Are you being racist? Are you being like, I will ask those questions of like, is this like, where does this come from? Where you're going like, or like where I'll look at certain things and be like, oh, I didn't think it was that. And then I'll go back and be like, nope, you were just wrong. You were just like the first one to be wrong. So
Ellis,
okay, buddy.
I got to cop to that too, Ellis. Because there is bias everywhere, and I think that if you acknowledge that, look, I am biased, you can really check yourself. Because I was watching Mayor of Easttown, the TV show. Yeah, it's a really good show.
Kingstown, isn't it Kingstown?
Mayor of Kingstown.
Mayor of Kingstown.
Is it?
There's
Kingstown
two. Yeah, they're
or
different
Easttown?
shows. There's the Kate Winslet and then the new one. Mayor
the
of Kingstown is the new one, right?
Yeah, with Kate.
Winslet, Mayor of Easttown.
That's Mayor of Easttown.
But there's a new one. Mayor of Kingstown.
Yeah, Mayor of Kingstown.
Because they're like, we're just going to name everything the same name and call it a day.
The East.
And I ain't watched either.
Town. Yeah, that one was set in a Philadelphia town. And I was talking to my friend about it. And I watched the first episode. And I was like, girl, I don't give a shit about none of this shit. I don't care about none of these people. I don't like this fucking show. I wish she would dye her roots. And
or she could just
I was like, I don't care about, I was like, I know it's a murder, but like, I don't care about any of these.
And I think also,
and
when
she
you
was
like
like,
or don't, yeah,
she was like, it was Victoria. It's a white town with white problems. And I was like, oh, fuck, I'm being racist. That's why I don't give a fuck about none of this shit. I don't care about these white people.
Yeah, you don't connect to it, and you're like, I don't. And it doesn't mean that it's necessarily good or bad, but it might just be like,
it's my
bias.
Like
Dan and I were talking about like I statements.
But is it
like,
your bias or do you not like it? Like I don't.
No. It can be your bias and you don't like it. That's fine. Fuck, don't like it. Don't watch it. Yeah.
When I kept watching it, I said I'm gonna give it the 3 episodes. Once I realized I was being racist.
And the first episode, I like that show at the end, but the first episode is a slog. That first episode is a long, slow episode where you're like, we need to get to the murder. Like,
I didn't care about her family, but then I got it, and then I loved the show. But in the beginning, it was literally like me being black, not giving a fuck about these white people.
Look, and if that shit.
I get it. Like you do have to chickadee check yourself before you wreck yourself.
But so that I'm clear. When I'm black and I don't care about white people, that is looked at as racist.
It wasn't even just that I didn't care. I didn't like it. Like I didn't like her. I didn't like none of the people in the show. Like I just didn't feel it. Like I was like, I don't like that man. I don't like that girl. I don't like
downtown Abbey.
I don't like her roots. And it was like it was really like my friend said, really a white.
I'm just waiting for Buck.
And I was just like, wow, that's me.
You know,
and I stepped back and then I realized I really did like the show. And it really was. I just was like, I just didn't like these white people for a minute.
Okay, Buck, what were you going to say?
You need to know yourself so you can work on yourself.
I'm a full in agreement of, for me, most shows, if there is not a unicorn, a dragon, a spaceship, or a lightsaber, like it might not be seen like by me. You know what I mean? So the fact that I even watched the shit with Colin Kaepernick was a miracle because I'm like, there's no talking dragons. Like I can't identify.
The Witcher, great show.
Racism, and that's why I like shit like Star Wars because at least there's 4 black people in it. You know what I mean? And there's other creatures. Like I can identify with other civilizations. But yeah,
I didn't. And first of all, you are also, but you have renewed. Like I love you. I didn't think I could love you more. And now that I know you're a Star Wars person. I love you even more.
Dana,
we've never talked about that. I didn't know.
We've never talked. There is something. There's either an elephant or something Star Wars in every room in my house, in my car. I am that much of a.
I love that.
Yeah, I might jump out the window and do a black flip with a lightsaber right now if I didn't have diabetes.
Damn diabetes.
But but if you have diabetes, Victoria. But I appreciate diabetes. I appreciate who you are as knowing you know who you are as a person. Like I really appreciate that you did say like and I really wanted her hair dyed and her edges weren't good. Like I support you on that. Like I support all that foolishness enough for me to now maybe want to go and watch watch this show.
You're like, whatever.
And it doesn't have and it doesn't have unicorns or dragons.
There's no unicorns or dragons.
Yeah.
You're like, I want to see these edges.
They were bad, man. They fucked with me that whole fucking show. Like,
it's a fuck. It's a mind fuck.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes. Oh yeah. No. Well, I was like, when you get to episode 5, and then you're like, there's 2 more of these. I have to. What? This is still going? What? But all this. It's. I mean, it was a show that definitely was one, and I loved it.
Yes.
And I love me some Jean Smart, and Jean Smart as her mom-in-law, like it's just like like coming in the whole time, just like no, we're not.
I love Jean Smart. I haven't watched her in anything in a while. Like,
it was
her career. Yeah, I don't know. I love her.
Well, it's blown up because of Hacks and all that, and which is
right.
great.
Hacks, yeah, which is and I haven't watched it, but I just love her.
I mean, she's just great. I mean, she's back to designing women. That like it goes. It's a deep.
Gosh.
Yeah,
I loved her in Designing Women.
I did love Designing Women, so I wasn't this.
I just discovered it.
That's what I was gonna.
I discovered it and was I feel like I got my gay card because I made a Designing Women.
Y'all must be from the West Coast. Like you didn't like.
Hi.
This because you know.
Hello, nice to meet you. I'm from the West Coast.
And I think Victoria, I'm still struggling with this idea that you could be that your basis for why you could be racist is interesting because. And interesting, my dad loves Designing Women. Just for the record, my dad, we talked about my dad who's 87, loved Designing Women. I loved Designing Women. In fact, I think I need to not necessarily do a reboot, but that gives me an idea.
I will support this reboot. It's so hard. I am totally the Annie Potts character, but I want to be who was the one? She was married to Hal Holbrook. You know the one I'm talking.
Delta, not like
not Delta.
No, Dixie Carter.
Thank you, Dixie Carter. I was like, I aspire to
Julia Sugarbaker.
Yes.
Yes. So I feel like you, best friend. I am Annie Potts, but I wanted to be Julia Sugarbaker. I wanted to be Dixie Carter.
Everyone who isn't Annie Potts wants to be. We're like, we'll get there one day.
You know. I'm a little Delta Burke because I do live in a gated community, and sometimes I'm a little devoid of what is happening in the world. Except for if we were talking Golden Girls, I'm definitely Dorothy Zbornak for sure.
And you too. I was a bigger Designing Women fan than Golden Girls. I watch Golden Girls, but I am a designing. There's a reason you're my BFF. I think Designing Women was more entertaining. I watched Golden Girls because Dorothy's one-liners were legendary. Were legendary, and that was it. But just for pure entertainment value, when Julia Sugarbaker went on a tangent and she was reading somebody, you were read thoroughly, concisely, and perfect. Like when I first moved to LA, I want to say because I've got here in '97, it may have actually still been on the air, but there's some famous read that she has, and it's the first thing that came to my mind.
It's the Sugarbaker woman when she goes after the woman who goes after the sister or whatever.
I think it's a politician she goes after the politician. That's all I know. She cusses out, in Julia Sugarbaker fashion. She cusses out a politician. Meshack Taylor, we love him. But y'all got me like, I'm just kind of like, is Designing Women on Hulu? Like,
it's on Tubi. It's on Tubi, random seasons, and you can't you could watch it from the beginning, which is how I started. Now I'm just like, I don't know, a random episode. We'll figure it out. Because I'm from the West Coast, so I just discovered it.
Well,
free.
Tubi is free.
Yeah, Tubi's free
with a lot of commercials.
But if you need a login, just DM me or go to my website. I can give you a login for Tubi. But I'm waiting for the black version of Designing Women.
I think this is the thing that needs to happen.
I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it happen.
Dana, you are gonna make it, and send it. And Victoria, that's for you. But it would have to be Loretta Devine, Felicia Rashad.
It's gonna have to be me.
Dana.
Okay, you guys, I'm embarrassed. I just have to. I'm not gonna say it because we're recording. Oh, my light went out. I have to. I'm coming back, but I'll just say this: my son was in the bathroom before we started, and that means that I didn't get to go.
Okay.
So now
I can put you backstage.
You have a moment.
They're like, don't record that.
Anywho.
And on that note, we are going to ask, we have 3 quickfire questions for you, Ellis.
Oh, no.
Yes, we do.
He asked me one ahead of time, and I was like, yeah, you can say that. But I was like, but now what are the other 2? I'll get myself into trouble at any moment. I'm always scared when someone asks me a question.
What does your immediate family and extended family think of you doing stand-up comedy?
Oh, they love it. So I kind of, so I'm from a family of 6 kids, and my mom's a painter, my dad's a doctor, and they're very, very, very supportive. I come from that, rare family for a lot of people where they're really supportive of artists. Like all the kids are pretty much artists, and none of them are doctors. And, but we all like tried to go that route, and then we're like, no. And I have it easy because my older sister, Haley Hoffmeister, is a comedian, and she got me into it. And she basically called me up and was like, I was like drunk at a bar and was like, do you want to do a set in the show? 'Cause she just knew like, oh, you can do this. And I was like, okay. And then I went and did it, and it went well. And like, then I just kind of rolled from there. And I think that it's always that thing where I'm like, I mean, it's one of the thing where in our family, like we kind of say whatever we think for better or worse. And I definitely, as I've gone, I'm like, oh God, I should not say that. Please edit that. There's about 8,000 ways that I'm going to say something fucked up through this day. And I just don't know how to do it. And I just kind of go, my parents have seen so much of my act and heard me say God knows what by this point, and are so supportive that like I can pretty much say or do anything at this point. And it's like, so they're pretty they're not pretty. They're incredibly supportive. When it was the pandemic, they would watch the online shows from their bed, and then the comedians would be like, what's going on with the Willy Wonka family over there? And like, they would love it. Like they're just, and I can use like anything from them for material. No, they never get upset. They're super supportive.
That's awesome, man. I had family members that heard some of my jokes about my wife, and they started privately DMing me on Facebook about, how I'm a piece of shit. And
yeah. I mean, I think some of the extended family might not, they're supportive.
Oh no, yeah.
I think
I got super sensitive snowflakes on part of my.
There's a lot of religion and oh my and oh geez. So I mean, I think some of them are like, oh God, there's gay stuff, and I'm like, there's a lot of gay stuff. So like, prepare yourself, get some lube. We're gonna go for it. Like, it is. I especially like when I first started comedy, it was filthy. So it was just like no.
Ellis, you're gay?
I know the voice is so hard to knock it. I did that to Stefan before we started, and we host a podcast together and everything. And he was like, do you want to ask the next question? Ask the next question because we're already there.
Yeah. What's it like being a gay comedian?
Wow. You really had to, you had to do that. You had to say, man, but I totally gave him the face back of like, what do you mean? Like, there's nothing I love more than doing that to a straight person who's like, you can see their butthole tighten so quick. Like, you can just hear it.
Or just see their butthole.
I always try to see their butthole if I can. I'm like, let's go for it.
Let's go.
No, I mean, I think the thing is not to be like a woe is me, because it's not woe is me. And I've had a really relatively supportive, easy experience. There have been times and bad things and all sorts of shit. And, throughout the years, and certain things have happened and et cetera. But overall, I've had a pretty, we like to call a soft landing. I don't know, whatever. And so, but I will say, I do notice that, and this has always kind of been a trend with me, and I've been out since I was like 16 and grew up in like a liberal town with a lot of other not so liberalism surrounding it. That basically, Buck's like, I gotta go.
I'm sorry, Ellis, you were saying.
He's like, we gotta move this along. So for Buck's quickness, basically what I would just say is that like, I've always kind of noticed that like when I walk into a room, I will usually be the only out gay person there. And even in big cities, even in like in comedy, in acting, in all sorts of, I used to be a dancer, like in fields where you would think like, there's going to be multiple gays in this. I'm like the lone gay. And I'm always like, again? Like, there's not even options here? What's happening? So I feel like I'm so used to it at this point. And I also am so just blunt and outspoken for better or worse. And we'll just kind of go like, fuck it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. And like, if I see a straight guy that's going to be uncomfortable, I will come for him. Like, it's literally like, you can see just the tractor beam slowly like, oh, I see you. Oh, I'm coming for you. And like, or if it's like a family that probably is like, oh God, what are we in for? I will like kind of play with them and be like, it's okay. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Like, you're going to be fine, you know? And I'm like, look, if you're at a comedy show and you're a family member that might not be as into it or something like that, I'm like, I'll give you the props that are due for being there. Even though I'm like, at least try to laugh a little. But you know, it's like anything. It's not like anything. It's just, I think I'm so used to kind of being like the gay person on the lineup at this point that I'm like, whatever. Like, and that's not exclusively true. It's not like I'm like, I'm the one gay. No, but it's just, I notice it a fair amount. And then I just go like, fuck it. Like, I'm not going to let it, you know, if it's ever going to stop me from getting a part or being on a show, then I'm like, whatever, I'll get the next thing. It's, you know, I try to have as positive of attitude as I can. That's the best. And then go from there, because I think if you're going to get fucked because of it, I'd rather move on to a different, like in the way that's not, I don't know. We're going to move on past all that.
We know
I was like, you know.
If you're going to get fucked.
If you're going to get fucked, you're getting really deep-dicked for this. Then I at least want the role. I just wanted to say that it's, you know, like I try to keep as positive of like, and if someone's going to be just a fucking dick, they're going to be a dick regardless. And like, and it's play the long game. Play the long game if you can. Yeah. You know, and Ellis, go like, there's going to be assholes along the way.
Yes. Ellis, like from the beginning, I meant to ask you, because of course you guys, I kept the what do you call these? The AirPods in. So even when I was on the throne, I heard everything. Like, I had been meaning to ask you, were you related to Haley? Like, because I know, because I listened to the whole thing. She's your older sister, and I love your older sister. And we've been on a few shows together recently, like out in the person. And I just kept thinking the whole time. I need to ask him, is he related to Haley? I need to ask him, is he related to Haley? Like, we got so enthralled, BFF and Missionary Baptist, that I forgot to ask you.
I grew up with those Alabama missionary, like you will pray or you will go to hell, like the whole 9 yards. So you and I are on the same page on that. I love telling people that, because they're like, what? And I'm like, oh no, I was like the little Republican that could. Like, I was a little conservative neo. I was the person that we're all scared of now. Like, that was me as a kid too, for a chunk of time.
Like, so Hoffmeister, is that a German name? What is that name?
German or Swiss? It's kind of debated in the family, and I don't really care. It's just it's those whites.
But German or Swiss is a big difference. I'm just
it is a big difference if you're German or Swiss. If you're me, I'm like, white, move it along. Like that's how. And when people are like, well, it's not, I'm like, no, I know it's not. I'm just being general.
Ellis, I appreciate you saying that, because sometimes white folks are always, you know, I don't know why they always want to give black people the rundown. You know, I'm 3/4 French and I'm a third Norwegian.
I will fully cop it though. We did think we were Mexican for a slight second there, and like I held it in high regard. And then after we found out it was not, I was like, oh my God, run away! I'm that white person. I gotta go. I gotta run away now. I gotta run away. I will. You know, I fuck up left and right, and you know, it's So Haley's. I always say that Haley is my nicer, funnier, smarter, prettier version of me. Like she's my better half for like. And people either always think that we're twins or we're married. And then there's incest jokes. And it's just, we go there. I fully go there. It's like, it's the thing of like, people will be like, oh, you're married. And we're like, no. And it happens. And anytime we work together, it always happens without fail. And if you see us in a room together, it is like, you will see me mouthing her sentence. It's creepy. Like we're fully past the level of like, but it's great. It's great.
I need to see y'all in a room together because
it's an experience.
Haley, she's so funny. And then we were at this. In fact,
she is by far my better half. So much better.
The venue. Okay, don't. I'm so sorry. You guys live tumbleweed in this house. The show that you were on, Buck, with me the week before. Me and Haley were both on the shows in the venue, but Haley was downstairs. I was upstairs, and then we got messages like she was like, "Were you there last night?" And I was like, she said, "I thought I saw you leaving." I said, "Oh my God, you were there!" Like, it was crazy. But I've seen her at Flappers. Let me see. Shoot, I want to say either last Wednesday or Wednesday before. She was on the Wednesday night show, and then I think we were both Best of Fest for Burbank Comedy Fest. I think we were on a same show. I think we were, but and of course in Zoom land. But I love your sister. So that's
thank you. I'll tell her I was on this with you. She's the best. She's the whole reason I do comedy. I call her also my agent because she's like, you're gonna do this now, and like, here's how this is gonna work, and like, and it's great because we just continually we go back and forth, and we are super supportive of each other, and we just are the best of friends, and I'm so incredibly thankful for her, and she's just the best. I love her so much. So I'm stoked that you guys are friends.
That's so sweet for you to say that about your sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna book your sister on the podcast for sure. Definitely for sure.
Yeah. She's good people.
If Netflix handed you $2 million to make a streaming show, what kind of streaming show are you making, Ellis?
Oh God, I knew this was coming because I heard the other thing, and I don't.
Anything, bro. It could be a horror movie.
Oh, it would be a horror movie. It would be a horror movie because I currently am working on a. No, I mean, I think that's a great answer because we're on like a horror the exclusive podcast, and I love horror and comedy. And I was always that kid watching like every disturbing thing I could find. And I have a very dark mind, and like I go to the darkest places always. And so I'm like, if we can go there, I've already like bought a parking a parking space, whatever they're called. And so I would probably say, there's a horror movie that I'm writing right now, and I'm just send it off to someone, and I'm kind of like in the process of it. And it's about, I'll leave it at that. I'm going to just leave it at, I'm not going to say anything about what it's about, but it would be, it would be probably a horror film. Cause that's where and I think they complement each other. I think comedy and horror kind of weirdly enough go hand in hand.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. There's a lot of, and you see a lot of crossover there.
Oh yeah, definitely. And on that note, we are going to play a game. I hope y'all is ready.
We is.
I hope y'all's is ready. What does that mean?
I hope y'all is ready.
You know what we is ready for.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, I knew.
I had to switch y'all to y'all from you guys because I worked at like a very gender inclusive camp and was like, I'm just switching to y'all. That'll be easy. Like changing your language and everything. And I was like, no. But in New York, anytime I'm in New York, everyone is confused. They're like, where are you from? You're from the South. And I'm like, nope. In the North, just grew up with a lot of Southerners. I was like, and it gets real twangy. Like when I used to bartend, I get twangier and twangier and twangier as it goes on.
And admittedly, I thought y'all were from,
we have that Oregon thing that people can't place. Like it is a weird, you're not the first person to say that. People often mistake it.
Can everybody see it?
Yes.
All right.
Steven's like, shut up, I have a game.
That's this game we playing.
Here we go.
We're segueing perfectly.
Yes, of the Absurd Podcast presents.
This looks exhausting that you made this.
It's funny that it actually matches the backdrop perfectly.
Yes.
Thank you.
Fantastic Thanksgiving Trivia Quiz 2021 with our first question. One at a time, whoever wants to go first. How long does it take to cook a 20-pound Thanksgiving turkey? A, 2 to 3 hours. B, 1 month. C, 2 days. D, 4 to 5 hours. Who wants to go first?
D.
D. Yeah.
It's D.
It's D.
Yeah. And I think we can all go first because we all know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's D. That is correct. All right. For our next one. When was pumpkin pie invented?
Well, it depends on what the man has to say about it.
That could be. I like that answer.
Dynamite. I would like to go with pumpkin pie was created in 1880 through 1890 for 100. Steven.
Okay. Buck's answer is B. One other person want to give one answer before I call
I'm going to say B as well.
Okay, so we have 2 for B.
1620 just seems fucked up that they did that back then.
Well,
like they were like, we're good with
pumpkin pie. Like the 1700s. So technically,
I was gonna go C.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Like, Dana, y'all are probably right.
Okay, so we have 2 for C and 2 for B.
I don't think pumpkin was native to the old world.
Okay, so we the answer is C.
Yeah,
I felt that.
It was back
really?
stealing.
No crust. There was no crust.
the natives when we were stealing from America's true people before we could declare independence. They also stole that shit.
I'm always the Christina Ricci during Thanksgiving in the ice storm when she goes off. It's like my favorite Thanksgiving moment.
Maybe sweet potato pie was invented in 1890.
Maybe what was invented?
Sweet potato pie.
I thought C because the 1800s we gained independence. This country gained independence in 1776. Like
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so slavery ended in 1865. So when you're talking about the 1880s, you're approaching more of a modern world, and in my head I know.
You're
You're like pumpkins have lived longer than that.
Yeah,
like, I know their lifespan.
I wish you would have just asked the chitlin question.
The chitlins invented. That's right.
When did the movie A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving come out? A
1981.
B 1973, C 1994, or D 1969?
All of these are incorrect.
Let me see.
I love the confidence, Buck.
1981.
I'm gonna say the movie A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. I'm gonna say D 69 because for me it's gonna be B or D. And in 73, I would have been a certain age, and to my recollection, it existed. So I'm gonna go with 69.
Can I sidebar this and say real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Can I sidebar this and say real quick that since this question is asked, my middle name is Charles Brown. My 2 middle names are Charles Brown. So technically I am Charlie Brown.
Okay, so then you can't get this wrong, Ellis.
I just social media stalked you, Ellis, so I knew that your middle name was Charlie.
Oh no, what did you find? Oh no.
I will slide in your DMs.
Oh no. 81?
All right, so we have 1 for 81. We have 1 for 1973. The answer.
No, you have 1 for 69. I'm
sorry.
I'm
we had
73. I'm 73.
So Victoria's 73. I'm 69, and which one was 81?
Okay, so
I'm still going with all of these are incorrect.
The answer is B, 1973.
Nice.
That, sir, is incorrect. Mm-hmm. The original short film for Charlie Brown's Christmas was made December 9th, 1965.
65.
This is for Thanksgiving, bro.
This is for Thanksgiving. The question is Thanksgiving.
Oh, it was Thanksgiving? I thought it was Christmas.
No, this is Thanksgiving.
They always be getting confused. They always be.
It's okay.
It might as well
I almost did.
Stefan's gonna go kill himself after this.
And I was thinking
What year was the first Richard Pryor stand-up special? A 1968, B 1971, C 1966, or D 1973?
That I do not know.
Wow.
73. I'm going later.
Okay, Ellis says 1973.
I'm gonna go B 71.
You want to give a guess, Buck?
I am gonna give a guess. I'm gonna say I think it's 68, but I'm gonna go with 71.
Okay.
No, wait.
Then I'll just choose 66 just because I don't want it to be lonely.
No. Wait,
because for what it's worth, I think it's 68 or 71. That's me. I think it's 68 or 71. Who knows? That's what I think I know.
Okay, so I'll just fuck it. 73. I'll just be different.
You're with me. You're with me. No, I said D.
Ellis.
All right.
All right. So the answer is B, 1971.
Okay.
But that's okay, Ellis. I was with you, Bubba.
Thank you. Is there?
71 was my first, and then I went with the second. Anyway.
Wait.
Here we go. With
Do we win something at the end of this?
Satisfaction of knowing that you will be avoided at Thanksgiving dinner because you know shit.
What year did Black Friday start? A, 1951 to 1952. B, 1933 to 1935. C, 1985 to 1987. Or D, 1975 to 1977.
I picked the 80s because that's when it was super commercialized. Like that's when we got real commercialism.
I'm gonna go with 51 through 52.
Okay, so Buck said A. Victoria said C.
Damn it, Stephen, we talked about this last year. And
yes, we did.
We studied this last year, and I'm bitter right now because I'm trying to remember. It's I believe it's A or D. I don't think it's C. I think it's, and I'm 99% sure it's not B. I think it's A or D, and I can't remember which one.
Because B was during the Depression, right? What were they? What were they giving out porridge and shit?
And they weren't getting stimulus checks.
Yeah, they were giving out porridge.
I'm gonna go with B and porridge.
B is definitely not, because the Depression was 39, I believe.
You got,
but wasn't that whole thing
29,
29? Yeah, it was like 29.
29. Because my dad was born in 34, and he was born right after the Depression. So yeah, so anyway, I know B is not it. For some odd reason, I don't think it was, like, in terms of start. Gosh, I'm so bummed out right now.
Who wants to be a millionaire?
This is like our family when we play board games. It's like just a nightmare for everyone.
I've been kicked.
Weakest link.
I have been kicked out of homes for Monopoly. Like, I'm not out of homes for Monopoly.
The biggest fight, Risk. Risk is not. I'm like, I would be a dictator if they let me. I found out that I'm a bad person from Risk. I'm a bad person.
Okay, so when we meet, we're playing Risk.
Let's do this.
I'm gonna go with D, but I'm gonna be mad. I feel like.
Okay, so you think D? I heard Victoria was C.
80s.
And then
B.
We had two B, one B, and then we had a
terrible answer.
So we had two D's, one C, and one B. All right, so the answer, the answer is A.
Damn it! I knew it. I said if I say D, it's gonna be A. I knew it. I knew it. I said if I say D, it's gonna be A.
Wow.
Damn it!
This is the only question I've gotten right so far.
What was the date of the first Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade? A, 1932. B, 1995, C, 1924, or D, 1919?
Why are you gonna exhale in defeat? The question ain't even all the way out. He was just like,
because this one, here's the thing.
Fucking want to be wrong again.
Because this one is early. I feel. I think
this one's 1924. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think that's
right. Let's go with
because R.L. Macy's. Because as per Auntie Mame, the movie featuring Rosalind Russell, not Lucille Ball, my pride flag fell out a little bit.
I was like, girl, how much pride you got from that statement? Because I was like, that is a statement. You literally,
behave.
Okay. Backing up.
So I remember on Auntie Mame, they were at Macy's during Christmas. And then they were like the Macy's Day Parade, and then the week after, she lost all her money because of the Depression. So it had to be 1924.
Wait, are you talking about Rosalind Russell lost all her money because of the Depression?
No. She lost all her money in the movie Auntie Mame.
Okay, Rosalind Russell did.
Yeah, the Rosalind Russell version.
Gay, personally, but
not Lucille Ball.
No, the Rosalind Russell was my favorite Auntie Mame, not the Lucille Ball.
Okay, so Buck says C.
I can hear my community being like, stop to me.
I go C too.
You vote C? Okay.
I vote C as well.
I like the number.
Thank you, Ellis. Dana, just jump on in, Dana.
I'm sorry. I want to abstain. I can't. I'm tired of being wrong. I got one right.
No, you gotta always. It's okay to be wrong. That's
can't
what makes
stand
you
it.
Right.
I can't stand it.
Wrong, we don't want to be right.
Yeah, I refrained from sending this to everybody because I know that all of us get that itch to want to know.
I'm trying to decide between. Hold on. Let me think.
She's got to make a deliberation.
Phone, yeah, look at your phone.
I can just hear.
Don't do that, Buck.
Just lose. Like
so
I'm trying.
Ooh, I can't stand it, girl. You don't understand how I feel about that right there.
Remember what I was
like,
telling
I'm
you,
not gonna lose.
How
I'm not.
Dana
So
wants the exact information.
I am. I'm that way. So y'all, everybody pick. What did y'all pick? C.
24.
1924.
And this we're talking about Macy's Day.
Yeah. What was the date?
I can
first
hear the
Macy's
Google,
Day Thanksgiving.
Okay. No. I'm gonna go. And I'll cheat. I'm telling you. I'm trying to sneak and get a post on Instagram.
It's not a win if you cheat.
I'm not. I'm saying to y'all, one phone is on. I'm trying to get an Instagram post about the show tomorrow. The other one's trying to figure out where is the damn show. So
okay.
D. This is about to be the Lawrence of Arabia podcast.
Okay, so we have 3.
I hate losing.
7 hours.
We have 3 on C.
But I won't want to watch it.
So the answer is C, 1924.
Thank you, bud.
Thank you, Rosalind Russell.
Ball, damn it.
I'm tired.
Which of these 3 films is actually a Thanksgiving movie?
It's B.
A, B, or C?
It's B. Just saying.
Home for the Holidays is
B.
Wait, but in Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, he was trying to get somewhere.
Don't share too much, Buck. Don't share too much.
Okay.
Wait, is it A?
I think it's A.
Damn it.
The John Hughes film with Steve Martin and John Candy?
Yep.
You might be
I'm
right.
going with A.
I might be right.
Which of these 3 films is actually a Thanksgiving movie?
Because Home for the Holidays has a bow on it, and Plane, Trains, and Automobiles only has snowflakes. Actually,
if it's almost Christmas, I'm going to be mad.
There's a bow in the briefcase. We know it's not
because that would be the best marketing bait and switch of all time. It's almost Christmas in a month and a half. Danny Glover strikes again.
I'm too old for this shit.
Almost Christmas. There's just no presents. Thanksgiving is Christmas without presents. So.
Nope.
Oh, I worked on a movie with that one guy.
Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, I remember, is definitely about he is trying to get home for Thanksgiving. I am almost 100% sure.
I came in so hot, and I'm following Rosalind back to A.
Thank you.
A is an automobile.
Okay, so we have 3 people on A.
Also, there's A's in all of those words.
It's
that point in the night. Train.
Yes.
Automobiles.
So Victoria, you say A also?
I do say A.
Okay.
And I've seen Almost Christmas and Home for the Holidays, and I'm about to go on my
holidays. But guess what I'm watching after this?
I'm about to get my Hallmark movie on because I need a good cry, a good purge.
I gotta say, Home for the Holidays is one of those movies that was like, I remember being like depressed watching it, and now I feel like as an adult, I would like love all the depression hard. Like I think I would lean into that feeling.
I'm so frustrated.
Really down movie?
A little bit.
I think it's a little down, but it's like funny down.
That shit. I'm gonna go watch The Holiday with
Cameron
Diaz.
There are 2 new holiday movies on Netflix,
and just get that romantic comedy on.
I'm trying to figure out.
I'm angry. I'm gonna go with A. I'm just following Buck. I'm so tired.
Why are you angry, Dana? Like
I don't like to lose. I can't.
Okay, so we have 4 people for A.
Steven, I have to make one. Steven, I have to make one statement. That chick that does the princess and they switch every year. How is she getting movie year after year?
You mean Vanessa Hudgens?
She's like Spanish looking.
Vanessa Hudgens, right?
Yeah.
This is her 5th year. Like, how many princesses can she switch with? And this year she's a triplet.
You have to remember. You have to remember. They'll keep pumping out babies in the past to keep those movies going. They'll be like, you have another sister. She's in Croatia.
Well, see, space-time continuum. That makes me want to watch it. Gotcha, I'm trying.
There you go. So which of these 3 films is actually a Thanksgiving movie? You guys are all correct. A is a Thanksgiving movie. However, B is also a Thanksgiving movie.
Thank you. Right. Thank you. I did something right. I remembered something right.
All right.
Good job.
For the last one on this one.
Wow, Eddie's face looks so amazing, like they just preserved it.
Why is he trying to smolder though?
What?
That's exactly.
Him smoldering. I feel sexually uncomfortable, and he's a good-looking man, but I feel sexually uncomfortable.
Because he don't need to smolder. Like he got Aries fire already.
The drag queens love it when he smolders.
Yes, they do.
They love it when he smolders with that dimple, them dimples.
Don't say your answers yet. But
I want to. Okay, I think I'm ready.
The color purple, really? Eddie Murphy turned down the color purple.
I mean, I have questions. The
only person he could have been was Hoppo. That's the only person I see him being with Hoppo.
It's like, what the
I'm
fuck,
like, that's a different movie altogether.
Like, he should have turned that shit down.
I think.
You know what? I think I know one of them.
Okay.
I think I know maybe two of them.
So yeah, go ahead and pick your three.
I know it's not aliens.
And then
for sure, because I watched that documentary
whoever
yesterday.
Wins this one wins this game.
You did this for me, didn't you? Because I'd feel bad if I lost this, but also I knew I was going to lose it.
Oh, my
okay.
Goodness.
I think I'm ready to answer the question.
You have your three? Okay.
I have my three.
Okay. Anybody else have their three?
Yeah, because I'm gonna just guess.
All right. So
I'm gonna go with the color purple.
Okay. Wait. Who's this? Ellis?
No.
Okay.
That's not me.
Okay. Dana, do you have your three?
I have one, maybe two.
Okay. Let's Buck sounds awful confident, so we're gonna have him go last.
What's under the color purple? Is that Rush Hour?
Rush Hour.
The color purple, Rush Hour,
What's
and the next to that is Big Trouble in Little China.
I can see that one. The Ellis Hoffmeister on Instagram is covering my G over here.
I'm haunting everyone's Instagram dreams.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna say Big Trouble in Little China. I'm gonna say Rush Hour. I'm just going for it. Sorry.
Okay.
That's like I've been waiting here patiently, and this asshole comes in and just fucks up.
Okay, and what else?
Okay, so K, because that seems I don't yeah.
Okay.
Rush Hour.
Okay, J. Okay.
Ooh,
whoever gets the closest. Whoever gets the closest.
Okay. I'm gonna say The Last Dragon.
Okay.
It's
okay.
I feel like I want to see all these movies with Eddie Murphy in them.
Who's going next?
Me.
Okay, Victoria, what are your guesses?
All right, so I'm gonna say The Color Purple.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Jurassic Park.
H. Okay.
And let's see. I'm just gonna say Bad Boys. What you want? What you want? What you don't do?
Dana, what are your three guesses?
Dum for you.
For some odd reason in my head, D, Ghostbusters.
D. Okay.
I thought Bad Boys also.
Okay, so B, D.
Ernie Hudson would be pissed.
I don't know why.
This was a challenge to do too, man. I had to really look stuff
It's
up.
in my head. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to decide between A and G for my third choice. I don't know. A.
A? Okay.
No.
No? Okay.
G. I don't know. I want to tap out. Yeah, because I feel like if I say G, it's going to be A, and if I say A, it's going to be G. Like, that's how it feels. Like it's moving. Let me think. Becoming still. Hold on. G. A is still screaming at me. So B, D, and G.
G. Okay. All right. And Buck, what are your three choices?
I'm gonna go with D. RoboCop for 100, please. Steven.
D or A?
D. I'm sorry. Okay, D. Ghostbusters.
Okay.
I don't know why I said RoboCop. I don't know why I said that.
Mix it up.
Ghostbusters.
Okay.
Politics of Ghosts.
Rush Hour.
Okay.
which is Hij, and F. Who Framed Roger Rabbit for 1,000. Steven.
All right. So for these results, the winner is Buck.
Fuck.
Yeah, Buck
get it, Buck,
so
for 1,000.
The three movies that he turned down were Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and if you look up on Google about it, this is the one movie whenever it comes on TV, he literally gives himself a self-smack in the head. And then Ghostbusters is one of them also because if he didn't turn it down, Ernie Hudson wouldn't have got the movie. He said he just thought it was, he didn't understand how they could even do whatever was on the page. And then Rush Hour, if it wasn't for him turning down Rush Hour, we wouldn't have
Chris Tucker
in there.
They would have equally been good, honestly. I could see.
Oh yeah, Eddie Murphy would have been hilarious.
I can see him in Ghostbusters though. I totally can see that.
Oh,
totally. Me too.
I think it would have been better with him in Ghostbusters.
I love me some Ernie Hudson.
Me too.
I kind of like Ernie too.
Ernie Hudson I don't know, when I see him on screen, I my heart just beats a little faster. I don't think he just has that thing.
He seems like a
so comforting.
Ghostbuster. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like Eddie Murphy to me does not seem like a Ghostbuster type of superhero, but Ernie Hudson is, because
to me, if you don't have Ernie Hudson,
he's never been a sexy kind of guy. He's been like the what do you say, the working class superhero, which is what the Ghostbusters felt like to me.
Right,
working class superheroes. Yeah.
But
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. My Siri is over here talking back. So so that's how I feel. Like I love Ernie Hudson as the black Ghostbuster.
In Frankie and Grace, that new series with Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin, Ernie Hudson, I think in season 1 or season 2
was Frankie's
love interest, right? Was her boyfriend. And to be honest with you, Ernie had a little swag. I think Ernie aged very well.
Ernie still got it. Ernie still got it hard. He was sexy in that show.
I think he was giving it to a 70-year-old Frankie. So that was interesting.
Come on, Ernie.
Ernie, you will never be without your fans.
I met Ernie Hudson in Torrance, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, he was at I have this water machine called the Kangen machine, and he was there to get his machine cleaned too, and he was very nice to talk to me and let me take a picture with him.
I would have loved to watch Stephen in that situation. Stefan.
Oh, he was very very nice, awesome, down to earth dude, very humble, and shared things with me that were very
his deepest darkest secrets.
We're very intimate.
He's like when I killed a man.
His experiences on The Crow, working with Brandon Lee. That was one of those movies where unfortunately Brandon passed away. But this is our last game on an up note. Before we all skadoot. This one's called Thanksgiving Special Edition of Celebrity Fuck, Marry, Kill. All right, everybody ready?
Yep.
Sure, yeah.
Dana's like, no.
That's ready as I'll ever be.
Well, you can't lose at this game, though, can you?
All right. Who do you fuck, marry, and kill? Who wants to go first?
I want to go last.
I want to go last.
I'll go first then.
Okay.
I'll fuck Rodney Dangerfield. I like him old.
Okay.
I'll marry an Ewok because they're cuddly.
Okay.
I would kill Jeff Bezos because he's Lex Luthor.
There you go. All right.
So I would.
No, I was fully being rude. You go. I have a terrible interrupting issue, so keep going.
This is terrible, first of all.
This is a living train wreck.
This is what that is. Because I don't want to kill a fucking Ewok. Like, man,
Facts.
I did not wake up this morning like, this is what we're going to do.
But you know what? There's a certain Star Wars faction that would happily kill an Ewok, so
I don't want to kill Rodney Dangerfield. Like, I would definitely. Here's the thing. I don't want to fuck an Ewok. Like, that's like, this is just all troubling.
It gets better. This one's probably one of the more.
This is the worst. Like,
maybe.
I see
how many of these are there?
There's not that many. There's not that many.
I see who we're not going to let make these slides anymore. got us in here trying to not fuck animals. Like, I don't even know what to do. So
Steven's trying to get a bitch canceled. That's what he's trying to do.
That's what he's trying to do. So
this has been an episode, y'all.
You are not gonna get me canceled. Like, I'm just gonna say that because I'm not fucking animals. I'm not killing anybody. So all I can say is I'm gonna fuck Rodney Dangerfield and marry Jeff Bezos and
kill the Ewok.
I'm not killing anybody. Like, that didn't come out of my mouth. I'm not playing the game. I'm not playing according to the rules.
He's like,
fuck
if
the
he's
rules.
laying on the ground,
he's like,
up the car.
He's just gonna play outside the box.
She's like, fuck Mary, put to sleep.
Ain't nobody force you to
He's
play
gonna take a
in
nap
the
forever.
rules.
Yeah, I'm not playing with the rules because I'm not killing an Ewok, man. I'm not fucking one either. I don't even know what to say.
I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't marry one, because I mean, you don't have to, when you marry them, you don't got to talk to them. You don't got to have sex with them. All you got to do is just put it on paper.
Those Ewoks were fresh and horny. They like to hump shit. Like, I saw Star Wars. So Dana's right.
Y'all think I'm gonna let this
bitch cheat on me? I don't care. Like,
y'all think
definitely cheat.
Y'all think I'm not gonna marry Jeff Bezos? As much money we need to get this boy through college. Y'all think I'm gonna leave Jeff Bezos up here?
Yeah, see, okay, I was gonna see Dana. I was like, I would marry Jeff Bezos for the money because I'm petty like that. I would be like, here we go, done and done.
BFF, yeah, we are BFF.
Yeah, I was like, it's not. Plus, bald men, they fuck intensely. Just gonna say it's that demon sex.
And he's fit and he looks like he does it because that one eye that moves real weird. I think there's like it's a cybernetic eye. So that might be Jeff Bezos might have some good ding-a-ling. Like, it might be if anything,
Jeff Bezos might eat pussy. I'm just saying.
He looks like he licks butt. Then I agree with you 100%.
Eats the shit out of that pussy.
And even if it only lasts 15 months, you're getting $1.5 billion, like a cool billion to an
you
NDA
just
to
need
not
to
say
hold
anything.
on for a while.
Y'all better recognize Jeff Bezos is killing off any other wife that's trying to get off of his money. He already did his half. From now on, you getting killed off. If he done with you, you getting disposed of like Kleenex.
I will take 100 million hush money, like 100 million. That's not even 1%.
Here's the thing. I won't even lie. I'm not trying to be cheap. I'll take 1 to 5 million right now because that's more than what we got, and that'll get out this apartment. At least we'll get the rent on time over here, and we'll get some tuition paid. Like, you know, 100 million be nice, but if you say die or 1 million, give me the million. Fuck, because I can do something with it. Okay.
In all seriousness, I would marry Rodney Dangerfield because I'd be delighted and entertained all the time. I'd just be like, I don't know what's gonna happen now, and I think he's funny. And I would have sex with the Ewok because it's such a weird, like, I can't even wrap my brain around it. That I'm just like, it's so intense. And then
Ellis, you're white. You can get away with that. Like, we can't get away with that as black people. Like, we can't do it.
You're like, you're like, no. You're like, yep, that is accurate. And then I have to kill Jeff Bezos, but then that takes out the money. But I can't kill the other two in any scenario in my brain. So I'm really.
Well, technically, maybe you could get his money by killing him. Maybe it could be like part of your plot. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be like a cold-blooded murder. What if he signed you off into his will as part of your murder? And then that's how you get off.
Here's the thing. I feel like I'd get some money with Rodney Dangerfield. So, like, I'd be like set enough.
You would be comfortable. You would be comfortable.
And like,
Rodney, okay.
Rodney's dead though.
That's what I was about to say. He's dead though. He's already
he was alive. Like, I'm sure Stefan didn't make him black and white because we're fucking ghosts. I would hope that that's not what the insinuation is.
The weirdest part about this is that was the picture at his funeral that they used.
They were wrong for that. They were petty for that.
So, Buck, what is your answer, sir?
What's that again?
What is your answer, sir?
I was really hoping that you were going to forget that I was here and we can move on to the next question.
You want to go to the next one? That can be an option.
No, I'll answer. Everybody played. Then I guess I'll play.
I'll do it too.
I am not going to fucking Ewok. I guess I would want to marry Rodney because that would just be funny. So I think this is gonna sound horrible. I think that I'm sleeping with Bezos because at the end of the day, it's like it's some hush money. Daddy has a mortgage.
Right.
So Dana, I get it. Ellis, I get it. Victoria, I get it. Like everybody, like okay. So I'm marrying Rodney. I'm fucking Jeff, and I'm killing the Ewok. Even though I'm a Star Wars fan, but on that first battle, many Ewoks have already died, so we don't know.
That's right. That's right.
We don't know. And then are they housebroken? Like, do they have fleas?
Did you not watch Caravan of Courage? Did you not watch?
Yes. I feel horrible for killing an Ewok.
You know what?
I can't. That's not killing it.
I would really want to kill Jeff Bezos, but I really feel like
Jeff Bezos.
Okay. So
what if
I
the
married.
Ewok had money?
Because listen to this.
They did have those cool tree houses. Yeah, the Ewoks will know how to survive.
Climate change is coming. Who are you going to survive with?
Jeff Bezos.
Okay.
You're going to have to be in space with Jeff Bezos. I'm sorry, it's going to be a Gabby Petito situation. Somebody going to die. At the end of the day,
you so petty. You so petty.
Is going to build you a house in the woods.
All right, so I'm marrying the Ewok. Okay. I'm cavorting with Bezos, and I'm killing Rodney. The only reason why I'm killing Rodney is because Rodney is already dead.
You know what? I feel like Rodney would be okay with this situation.
I love how you went left at the end. Like, that's perfect.
I'm gonna
without us knowing.
I'm gonna fuck the Ewok, marry Rodney, and then I'm gonna kill Bezos. So there we go. All right, next one.
I was gonna say, who's the next one?
Oof, girl.
Do you have any women in this at all?
Sandler is already married.
But this is a woman.
Really though? I mean,
Adam Sandler's already married. Is this assuming Adam is not married?
Yes, this is assuming Adam Sandler is not married.
I love how we're playing fuck, marry, kill, and you're like, are they married already?
Because I'm not gonna be
they might be dead.
I'm not gonna be no home wrecker. No, like I'll fuck a dead person because that's gonna be easy.
That's the tagline for this episode. Yeah, we gotta.
A dead person, that's gonna be easy. But I'm not fucking no woman husband. That's bad karma.
So we have Shang-Chi, Simu Liu, Medusa, and Adam Sandler. Who wants to start? You want me to start?
I'll start because I'm not following any rules. Let me just
That's just fun.
She'll get the back rub to Simu Liu.
Like let me just.
She'll smile at Medusa.
So
it's not a good idea.
I would just. I'm scared of Medusa.
and that's the original Clash of the Titans Medusa. Like,
yes, you are correct.
That's Harry Hamlin status.
Yes.
Medusa. Yes, we're on the same page on this. Raquel Welch and Orson Welles up in there.
I don't know. Like, I'm gonna. I don't even know. Like, I'm just gonna. I'm gonna fuck Simu Liu and marry Simu Liu. Like, fuck the other two. Like, I'm not dealing with that.
I think the statement was, "Ain't nobody got time for Medusa."
Right? Like, I don't.
Medusa's
I mean, I guess we could in fact kill Medusa, but like it just. Yep. But it doesn't even look like Medusa would die if we killed her. Whatever. I see who we're not going to let make these slides ever again. That's what I see.
Stefan makes it difficult. That's what makes
it. They do get easier. They do get easier.
Do they? Because these are some hard life choices right now.
I don't see this as too difficult. Like for me, it seemed easy. Like
this like the difference between a porcupine and a cactus. I'm just saying.
Well, okay, no, like for me. I'll go next. Like Shang-Chi, he's getting sex because he just got he's been famous from Kim's Convenience. Fucking love that show. Like great actor, he's getting pussy. So I'm not trying to settle with him, but I will fuck him fine. Medusa. She's getting slayed. And then Adam Sandler, for sure, I'm going to marry him because I used to have a crush on him as a kid. And he's been married forever and a day. Like, that man is stable and secure. That is a good man. Yeah. And so I will marry him.
He takes care of his friends. He takes care of his friends and brings them alongside, which I have major respect for. He just keeps casting them and giving them work. Which I like.
He's goofy, but he's real. And so I would love to marry Adam Sandler. Yeah, I'm done. And scene.
All right. I'll go next. I will fuck Medusa so she can kill my enemies. I'll marry Simu Liu and I'll kill Adam Sandler.
Oh. How many enemies do you have?
And why you need to turn them to stone? Like, that's crazy.
Right. Because he needs statues for his front yard.
Yeah, who's messing with you like that?
That's dark. I would say Victoria. I just have the same as Victoria because I watched Shang-Chi and I just slobbered through the whole movie. And that's how Kim's Convenience. I was like, when I just started watching, I was like, where has this been all my life? I'm in love with him specifically.
Yeah. He's bae. Yeah.
But I love that Medusa life though. Like
I really think that I might need Medusa life. The only thing is I couldn't go to brunch with her because if I was hungover, a bitch is turning me to stone by mistake. I'm like, girl, put on your glasses. Like, you know what I mean? Like, put on your glasses. But to have a friend that could slay him, you know, can you imagine taking her to a ball? The category is stone. You know what I mean? Like, she's killing everybody.
You just threw a pose up in there.
I did. I had to.
Paris burned it the whole way through.
I would have to marry Medusa, slay Shang-Chi, and because Adam seems like he farts in bed, so that'd be funny. So that would be. Like that. He farts in bed, and then you could laugh about it and Dutch oven each other. Not that I would want to have sex with Adam Sandler, just so everybody's clear. I just think that so I think I kind of fucked that whole thing up. So wait a minute, I'm fucking Medusa, I'm marrying Adam, and I'm killing Shang-Chi because the movie was cool, but I didn't really. He's too perfect looking, and he makes me feel uncomfortable about myself, so he's gotta die.
I am against perfect looking men too. I'm against very pretty sculpted men. Yeah,
I agree, but I'd make an exception for him. I in general agree that if you're too pretty, it's a lot. But I could stare at.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Oh, Tasmanian Devil. Okay. And Jason.
Why do you have some kind of? You always have some kind of creature or some kind of weird animal. Like I think this bestiality. I think he's got some bestiality undertones that we need to.
I'm totally.
I'm still not funny. Yeah, like I mean,
it's supposed to be funny. It's almost 2 a.m. in the East Coast, like, and you're trying to tell me I gotta fuck the Tasmanian Devil. Steven. I need to unpackage this with you.
I've already been shushed once. It's coming a second time at this point.
The teeth. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I like I like how you've arranged the pictures so that it looks like an artistic tableau. Like you get like the pink and then like this and then him going. Like,
yeah, it does. It's legit.
It feels like it's Whitney Cummings turning into Tasmanian Devil.
It could be.
I really think that he looks like he's about to eat someone's coochie like crazy. Like, that really
nobody can near my anything with that kind of teeth.
Anything with
that tongue, I don't like it.
Anything with devil in it is not saved and sanctified. I think the Tasmanian Devil is gonna have to die. I'm gonna marry Whitney. No, wait, that's wrong. Am I fucking Whitney or am I fucking Jason Momoa? He was Aquaman, so he gets street cred for some like Marvel stuff. No, I'm sorry, DC. Forgive me. So I think just so he could take me to Atlantis, I would marry Jason Momoa. So I go to Atlantis, and I would fuck Whitney Cummings out of sympathy, and the Tasmanian Devil would have to die. That's how that would work. But I do want to go to Atlantis.
Okay. Who's next?
I would marry Whitney because I love her, and I've only had good interactions with her, and she seems very cool. And I would fuck Jason Momoa because Jason Momoa. And Tasmanian Devil, you gotta go. But I respect you and your game and your hustle. But it's a lot. It would be, imagine being married to the Tasmanian Devil. It'd be like you'd like put a dish wrong and he'd spin out of control and like destroy a wall.
He is an abusive spouse. Like I can see that. Like he said, no fucking salt in the spaghetti. Yeah. No communication.
Like, come on, bro. Like, say what you mean.
Right. He would walk in and it's like, you gonna beat my ass again because I put some salt in the spaghetti. Like, is this what we're doing? Like,
right.
This is the third table we have replaced from IKEA this week.
He doesn't like salty food.
Yeah.
No. And control your saliva. Like, all of them saliva dots in the picture. I'm not comfortable.
He might have COVID, right? He might have COVID.
That's Rona just floating in the air. Dana cannot even process what is happening. She's like, Steven is never making the slides again.
That's all he did. Like, mine is easy. I know, but I know, so it's on me. But you still not make them, even if I watched it before. I'm fucking Jason Momoa. I'm marrying Whitney Cummings. I'm definitely killing the Tasmanian Devil.
Thank you.
And all that saliva.
I would go with sex with Whitney, because she looks like she's eager. I would go with marrying Jason because we agreed he's already not married and he seems cool.
No, he is married.
Oh, he's very married.
To Lisa Bonet.
Stephen said that all the people we're assuming they're not married because I ain't doing nothing with nobody's husband.
Could you see how quickly Buck and I like jumped on that?
We were
like, just like, wait.
Stephen, is he married?
For this segment, he's not.
Okay, so if he's single, I would marry Jason because I feel like we could live on totally opposite ends of the earth and he'd be okay with that. And then yes, I will kill Tasmanian.
I'm with exactly what you picked. Exactly what you picked. Here we go.
Oh, easy.
Easy.
Fuck Beetlejuice, marry Jason, kill Batman.
Facts. I think I'm definitely probably gonna fuck Beetlejuice too because it's Beetlejuice and
that shit is wild.
Herpes, bro. He's got herpes.
Beetlejuice can turn into some shit, so that would be interesting just on his own.
Alone.
I think I'm fucking Beetlejuice, killing Jason, and marrying Batman.
Okay.
Which Batman is this?
That is
this
Christian Batman?
That's Ben Affleck.
That's what I was gonna say. Is this the Ben Affleck? So,
it's Ben Affleck?
All right,
killing Batman, marrying Jason, fucking Beetlejuice.
I'm with Ellis and Buck. No explanation necessary.
Yeah.
You know what? When I finally saw Batman versus Superman, I was like, okay, it's not that bad because I had hated Man of Steel so much watching it that I was like, hot take. I think the second one is better, and it is pretty basic. And you're just going, what the fuck is happening? But I was not a fan of.
What was the last Justice League that came out? That one was pretty good. The extended version that was 5 hours long.
Zack Snyder Cut was awesome.
I didn't see it.
Long as fuck, but it's awesome.
I love how Buck said, wait, Ben Affleck? Okay, wait. Killing Batman totally went from...
Did not mince words.
He will not live.
I don't want to live in Wayne Manor.
Never mind.
I don't want to live in Wayne Manor.
Who is it? Never mind. Kill him.
Yeah.
I mean, Jason is definitely gonna die, but I don't want to fuck Beetlejuice, all I'm left with is marrying Batman, because
you'll be rich. I do too. I mean, I would.
But I don't have answers on the rest. Jason dies, Batman gets married. I really don't know what happens to Beetlejuice.
You gotta free your mind, Dana.
Can you imagine what Jason brings home for dinner? He's like, I brought you counselor.
I think we could all agree that Jason almost has nothing to offer anybody, like nothing to offer.
But he
except for if you're at a truck stop. Yeah, exactly.
He kills like a motherfucker.
I like how he stays busy. You know what I mean? Like
he stays on task.
Where's your husband,
Jason?
Right. I'd be like, I don't know. I ain't seen Jason in a couple of days.
You know what? I'm the kind of person that would appreciate that in a spouse. Like, I don't know, he's out killing something. I ain't got time for him.
You know where
it's like, girl, he ain't said shit to me all year, but he goes to work and he pays the rent and he don't say nothing. Beetlejuice looks like he be talking too much.
Exactly.
Beetlejuice, you be trying to sleep and you be like, hey there, what are you doing?
Yeah. I'm trying to crochet this hat. You sit up here talking to me. No, Beetlejuice shut it down.
And you couldn't kill him. You couldn't.
You couldn't kill him.
Like that would be. I don't think you could kill any of these because Batman has the power of Rich, but Rich don't die easy. But
Rich is so depressing. Bruce Wayne is a little. It's like you want to sit down in the cave. Like, can we get a light down there in the cave? Like, you want to? What we talking about down in the back cave? Like, is the Wi-Fi good down there? Like, what is really happening?
But you would like
now if it was Jeremy Irons, Alfred, there we're talking.
Yeah, I would be cheating.
Slut.
But you know what? Like
any day, every day.
You would have the best social life if you had Bruce Wayne as a spouse.
That's true.
It would be
at the parties now
and depressing. But Christian Bale, yeah, I'd go for that.
That's what y'all was hoping for, but
I had that one originally,
Bruce Wayne,
but
it was too easy.
He gonna lose his life.
Dana's still out. Do you have any more? Do you have any normal slides, Steven, or what?
The last one is pretty normal.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine.
It's the most normal one out of all of them, I think.
Well, to be honest with you, I can work with this.
Expectations. Remember that show?
Is this our last one?
This is the last one. This is the last one.
Okay, I'd marry Voltron because I'm all about that Voltron life.
Facts.
And anytime someone brings up Voltron, like my childhood heart like explodes a little because I'm like, there are people who also like this weird little show. Voltron was like Power Rangers, but even better. But kind of just the silliest concept of all time. It was like Transformers if Transformers like really didn't give a fuck, but was like really going hard at it. I'd kill Optimus Prime and I'd fuck the Terminator because I would still fuck Arnold. Yeah, I know. I'll take.
Have you seen Sarah O'Connor?
I would fuck Voltron, marry Optimus Prime, and kill the Terminator.
Oh, there you go.
So we had like opposites.
I would almost have to agree with Dana. I would have sex with Voltron because it's a giant robot. I would marry Optimus Prime because, and now back to the Transformers. Like his voice is amazing. Like so, we would have really good coffee and pillow talk. And I would
saying that you didn't want to go into the pillow talk.
Optimus Prime is first. Like that's like that's his top first. Like that's what that means. So and I'm all about being first. Anything.
Yeah. And I would have to kill the Terminator because first and foremost, if you're gonna fuck a robot, fuck a real robot. If they've got human skin, I feel like he's got some animosity and the whole. Like he may switch over and just kill somebody in their sleep. Like I just can't process that Skynet thing. And
I feel like
anybody
the politics are alone.
But I'm serious. And anybody that's got nigga in their name, they gotta die. So I just Schwarzenegger. They knew exactly what was happening when he came through Ellis Island. They're like Schwartz, a nigga. No, Yeah,
they be like, come on, we got first class. You coming through Ellis Island? That's how.
Yeah.
I feel like he's big. Wave him through.
I would have sex with Optimus Prime because he seems like an older man, and that's my type.
He's wise.
And I would marry the Terminator because I do like a little human skin, and again, like he seems like a good man. And then so I would just have to kill Voltron.
Oh, there you go.
I was with you until the end.
I'm sorry, babe. Like I had no choice. I gotta kill somebody. And I really like some old man penis. So like Optimus was gonna get it.
And I do have that in common.
Yeah.
I just talked about Jeremy Irons any day, anyway.
Thank you, sir. With that
I'm glad this group there is full transparency.
There is nothing hidden at this point.
I would fuck Optimus Prime, marry Voltron, and kill the Terminator.
Famous last words. That's gonna be on your tombstone.
He fucked Voltron.
He would fuck.
No,
Optimus
I think it's still. I'd fuck a dead body or whatever the hell was said earlier, wherever that statement was made.
Easier. Okay. Anyway,
so this one was easier, right?
There's no expectations.
I'm going to sleep.
Yeah,
I'd like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We really greatly appreciate it.
We're so tired.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry, y'all, that I slept.
Don't be sorry. We envy you.
Praise the Lord for my dream, for telling me that I was supposed to be somewhere. And
you've made up for it by being here
this year and next. Sorry.
Does anybody have any shows coming up or anything they want to promo?
Got a Christmas show December 2nd. Come out, Flappers.
Amen. San Diego, December 2nd. Besitos at Senior Fish tomorrow. And fundraiser on the 16th. Hot Medusa on the 18th. And Blame It on the Boogie the 19th. So that's the one on Thursday, the 16th, when I'm sure we'll have a broadcast for it. I don't remember the location, but Hot Medusa is going to be at Chateau, and Blame on the Boogie is at Flappers on the 19th.
I will be at the venue on Monday in Norfolk. I will also then be at Scandals on the 27th. I will be at Atlanta Comedy Theater on the 2nd of December. And there's some other dates to come. Please go to my website, paulbuck.com, or Instagram, BUCS_comedy, for more updates on where I will be. But all of my beautiful brothers, comedy sisters and brothers, I love you guys all. It's been great. Support comedy.
Yes, Buck is with me on the 19th. If the Lord says the same, he's with me on that.
Yes, I'm back with Dana on the 19th.
Where's that going to be?
At
Flappers.
Flappers.
I'll have to go then.
I'm trying to do our flyer and all that in the next 48 hours. So
I'll have to go. Ellis, do you have any shows coming up or anything you want to promo?
No, because I feel like I am taking a break to work on these drafts and writing that I need to get done so that I can get my shit done next year, because I have a bunch of cool stuff happening in New York that I can't talk about any of it yet next year, and I'm very excited. And you can follow me on Instagram at Ellis Hoffmeister, or listen to If You Like Movies with Haley Hoffmeister, Pretty Little Monsters, which is where my friend and I watch Pretty Little Liars, and I give all my hot takes because I had never seen the show before, with my friend and collaborator Allie Keller, and then Sick Folks of Cinema with Stefan and Stina and Keith Graber. So,
Ellis,
yes,
I'm in Virginia, and if you need me to play a part, even to run lines, I'm totally being a whore right now. I'd be more than happy to read lines.
Yes, I would love that. I would love that. This will happen. This will happen for sure.
I just stalked you and friended you on Instagram.
No, I love that. And I always appreciate that. I love telling people, I'll be like, oh, you're in the back of my mind now. I'm trapping you. Because my goal is to just be the Adam Sandler of if one of us gets successful, then you're just bring your friends.
Right.
I respect the bring your friends, bring your people you want to be around. And one person makes it, they just bring their friends and have a good time, because it's a shit show and you got to get through it somehow. So
absolutely.
Enjoy it. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you for joining us. We really greatly appreciate it. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And myself, just hanging around the house, spending time with family, writing comedy. And that's pretty much it for now. But I will have some shows coming up soon. Other than that, again, thank you, everybody. And we will see you all next time.
Love you guys.
Love you all. Have a good